Hello, everyone. It's William here at Allegory Gallery. I hope you are doing amazingly well today. Thank you for tuning in with us. Today has been an incredibly busy day from start until now. We've not stopped going. Andrew's over in the studio right now, finishing up a few projects over in the metal studio before we get started. So I'm going to chat with you for a little bit while he finishes up. And then we're going to do a Total Request Live tonight. So Total Request Live is something that we can only possibly do when there are two of us here. And generally, Andrew must be here because he knows where the things are, and he's the manifester extraordinaire of finding the things. So he's going to be gone for approximately a month, at least three weeks or so, three and a half weeks. And he's going to be on the road. And I'm not going to see him other than in video voice calls or video calls. And so we are doing one last Total Request Live here tonight, hopefully to raise some extra money for his trip, for the gas money, for his time away. You know, some things will be taken care of while he's away, but other things will not. So he's making some very, very long trips. It's going to require a lot of mileage and a lot of gas. And so, not to mention food and snacks, and hopefully, knock on wood, nothing else too major along the way. So this is Total Request Live tonight, which means that if you have something that you are looking for, please let us know in the comments. And you can start as soon as you want to. We'll scroll back through the comments. I'll take some notes here on some things, and you can let us know what you are looking for. I got my note paper and my pencil in case we start before Andrew's here. Let us know what you're looking for, and we will try to find it for you in our stashes. Hello, Harry. Thank you for joining us. It's good to see you here, Harry. I hope you're doing well. Susie is here. Hello, Susie. Thank you so much for joining us today. Norma is here as well. Hello, Norma. Thank you for hanging out with us. If you're out there, please say hi. And again, if there is something you're looking for, whether it's a color, whether it's a gemstone of a certain type or a certain size, whether it's something, you know, sometimes the odder, the better. Andrew likes to try to find the odd things. So if there's something you've been looking for in your stash, or you're like, I researched this at one point, I wonder if they have it, I haven't ever found it, put it in the comments and we will see if we can find it for you. If we do find it, we give it a lot number, we give it a price, usually a really good price, and then we put it up for grabs. Just because you requested it does not mean you will get it. It is still first come, first serve. So you got to be quick on that email. You claim everything by sending an email to info@allegorygallery.com with the lot number that you would like in the subject line. That's the easiest way to do it. Please send a new email each time, and do not reply to an old email to send a new email. Hello, Mary Jane. Good to see you here. I feel like it's been a while since we've seen you on a live. I know you watch the replays. I'm glad you could be here tonight. Susan is here. Hello, Susan. Thank you for joining us tonight. It's good to see you all. Thank you for hanging out with us. Again, this is all going to help with Andrew's trip. So anything claimed tonight will definitely help with that. And then will help ease my anxiety with him going away, and hopefully raising some funds to help float the bank account a little bit while he is heading north to start. He's going up to Maine for, I think, 2 weeks, and then he is driving down to North Carolina for another week and a half or so. So he's got a lot of driving to do, and we can definitely use some extra help with that. So thank you all for hanging out. Mary Jane said, I sent you my new address. Thank you. I did get your new address. I have it flagged for your next order to go out. I will make sure that we put that in for the new shipping when I process the label. Thank you so much for sending that. Yeah, if you ever move or change addresses, please let us know. And that's exciting that you moved. Was it a good move? I hope it was a good move. I hope it was. I know moving's never that fun, but some moves are more fun than others, right? I hope it was a good move. Anna is here. Hello, Anna says, missed you all last night. Went to Mekon show. I don't know who that is, but I'm glad you had a good time. I hope you had a good time. And I'm glad you're here tonight. Thank you for hanging out with us here tonight. Let's see here. Susie says, I'll start kyanite. All right, I'm going to write that down. Kyanite. And we'll see what Andrew's got. I know Andrew is breaking into some of his personal stash. We are hopefully tonight. We'll see how long this goes. Total Request Lives often go pretty late. But we are planning to do something in the D stash. And I will say Andrew has broke into his personal case for some things in the D stash. So if you are in that group, you'll want to keep an eye out for that as well. Let's see here. Vicky is here. Hello, Vicky. Says, I'm finishing payroll, so I'll be a little distracted. That's all right. Thank you for hanging out. I'm glad that you're here. Susan says, wow, I was thinking kyanite too. Okay, so we got 2 requests for kyanite. Mary Jane says, still in Burlington, just a better place. Nice. Our neighbor Susie is here. Hello, neighbor. I hope you're doing well. I hope all the fur babies over there are doing well. Things are going well here. Let me put up a banner here real quick that lets people know. Where is it? There it is. Let us know in the comments what you'd like us to look for tonight. Susie says, did you ever find any Heliodor? We had Heliodor just, I don't know if you missed it the other night. I did some lots of gemstones like this, and we had 1 piece of Heliodor in one of those lots. It has sold. I don't know if you grabbed it or not, but we had 1 piece of Heliodor in that. I don't know, because I knew somebody asked for it, so I put 1 in there. I don't think I have any more here beside me, at least loose like that. So we'll see if Andrew has any in his stash when he comes up, but I'll put it on the list too. Susie's asking for Kazuri. Okay, we'll see what we can find. Susie says we are all good. Good. Mekons are a long time band formed in Britain in the 70s. They were Chicago based then. Very fun show. First show of the tour. Nice. That's awesome. Sandy is here. Hello, Sandy. It says Hill Tribe strands. I don't know if we're going to have any Hill Tribe strands. We can look around. We definitely have Hill Tribe beads and pendants and things like that. We just had some Hill Tribe flower beads, I think yesterday, maybe the day before yesterday. We had Hill Tribe dragonfly pendants yesterday. And flowers, I think maybe the day before. And then sometime before that, we had some bead caps and kind of trumpet cones. So we did have some Hill Tribe stuff then, but we can look for some more. We can absolutely look for some more. We'll see what we got. So if you're new to us, welcome. We start the first portion of these lives every night. We go every weeknight, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. We hang out and we start with a chat session and a catch-up session. So we chat with you. We let you know what's going on in our day, some of the things that might be going on in the store. If you're ever wondering what's happening at Allegory Gallery, this is a good time to hang out and find out. And we like to catch up with you and get to know you a little bit more. And then we get into the show. And that's where we show you usually 30 to 40 lots. Total Request Lives often go up to, I don't know, sometimes we've gone up to 100 or 200 lots. So we'll see how they all go. And we hang out. And yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Let's see here. Tiny bead strands. Like we definitely have like micro faceted gemstones around. If that's what you mean. Let me just write tiny bead strands on the list. Susan says, my house is a mess. I got my box yesterday and I've pulled out all kinds of things but have made nothing. That happens, right? You got to mix and match first a little bit. And it says, oh, do you have the Hill Tribe Dragonfly pendants remaining? We do. I don't think anyone bought either one of them. So there are 2 of them still left from yesterday. I did get some claims today that I haven't gone through, and I don't remember which ones were which numbers. So they didn't sell as of yesterday, but they may have sold today. And we did that one at the house, so I can't even look right now for you. But if you do replay yesterday's, you can go ahead, or if you just want to send me an email with Hill Tribe Dragonflies, Anna, and I can check to see if they're still available whenever I do get home tonight. And we'll check for you. There were 2. There was one with double wings, and then a larger one with single wings, and they were really cute. The one with double wings had a bell. The one with just the larger single wings was a tube kind of bead pendant. You can use the tube body to string it. Hello, Susan. Thank you for joining us as well. Let's see here. Sandy says, meant Hill Tribe tiny beads, or, oh, Hill Tribe tiny bead strands. We'll see. I don't know if Andrew has any of those around. I never know what all he has. So we'll find out. We'll find out. Let's see here. Susan knows the Mekons, says Anna, they are cool. Right? They are. I don't know. I don't know them. I'll have to, maybe I know them and just don't know them. A lot of times I know, excuse me, I know songs. I don't know artists sometimes, especially if the music was from when I was younger. A lot of times I don't know artists. So it's very possible I know their music and don't know that it was them. And it says, Susan, my partner lived in Chicago in the 90s and saw them many times. Cool. Let's see. Susan's partial to, we have cats. We have prasiolite. We have clear quartz. We have labradorite. And we have large check beads. All right, I'm writing the list because Andrew's over in the metal studio, and if I have to go back through the comments, it's like scrolling. So I have a list ready. So when he comes over, we can just get started. Again, if you have any weird things, there's nothing too weird on the list yet. So if the weirder the better sometimes. The weirder the better. Norma says, any O beads? What do you mean O beads? What's an O bead? What kind of O bead? Yeah, he likes to try to find the weird stuff sometimes. But we're going to try and find anything we can tonight because, again, he is raising money to get on the road. So we'll see. We'll see. Vicky seconds the cats. All right. People want cats, cat beads. People always want cats, which is good because we love cats and we often have cat beads. I don't know what we still have around or what we have that we can find. O bead is a type of seed bead. Okay. I don't know that. Because I don't know seed beads that well. So we'll see. Sandy's asking humble beads. We usually have some humble beads around somewhere. Whether we can find them or not in our stash, we'll see. But we usually have some humble beads floating around. I don't think we've sold them all yet. Anna says they were formative in punk and evolved into something like punk folk sounding. My term. He would roll his eyes at that definition. Punk folk. I've never been into much of the punk scene, so I don't know. We'll see. I'll have to listen to them a little bit. I'll go find them on Apple Music and look and see if they have an Essentials album and see what if there's anything in the Essentials. That's usually where I go. If I don't know if I know a band or not, I go to Apple Music and they usually will have an Essentials album, and that's like the most played, like stuff you've definitely heard if you've heard it at all. And then we'll see. I'll have to take a look. But I've never gotten into a lot of punk music. In college, I did a little bit, but yeah, I don't know why. a lot of my friends were into it. Just never got to me. But folk, yes. So punk folk, maybe, absolutely. So I started out this morning. How's your day going, by the way? Let us know in the comments what you've been up to today or this week if we haven't seen you for a while. Let us know. Check in. We love when people check in with us because we like to make sure that everybody's okay. We like to keep track of our people, and it's very important to us. Community is super, super, super important, as you all know. If you watch us often, we really care very deeply about those who support us, and we prefer to be on more personal levels with people rather than just, this is just a business client relationship. We don't kind of, go with that very well. And sometimes that's good and sometimes that's bad, I guess. Some people don't like that. Some people just want to buy from a company and not have to deal with, who are you and what's your pet's name? And, and we're kind of like that, but, it's the way that we do business. And so please feel free to let us know how your day's been. We'd love to catch up with you. Hey, Anne, thanks for joining us. It's good to see you here. I was just saying to Andrew the other day that I thought we haven't seen your name pop up in the live for a while. And maybe that's just me missing it too, which is possible. But it's good to see you here. Punk evolved into so many later kinds of music. Yes, it did. It absolutely did. Nancy says, anyone heard the band Hot House Flowers? I have not. Absolutely, I have not. Susan says, the Mekons were formed in Leeds in 76. It's amazing they are still around. Anna and Sally. Anna are Sally Timms and John Langerford still a part of the Mekons. Anna says, William, that's what makes you special. We try. It's hard to compete out there, right? Like, what do you compete on? We try to compete by having interesting things. We work with a lot of vintage things, right? And harder to find things sometimes. And we do a lot of that through these live shows. The website has some of that. We have some vintage and ancient and kind of beads on the website, but it's more on these live shows that you're really going to get a taste of the kind of weird stuff sometimes that we do have. And it's also where we can get more personal with you. We have done a lot of work on our website to try to make it a little bit more personal. So if you do go to our website, hopefully you do learn a little bit more about us than you used to. But these lives are really kind of where we get to know you a little bit. And competing out there, we want everyone to do well, but we definitely, we have to do well. This is our life. And so we try to, have the weird and wonderful sometimes, and we can't compete right now on quantity. Like if you're looking for 18 of the same strand, rarely do we have 18 of the same thing, unless it's the AG Fine Pewter that we have, then we usually do. But we definitely try and compete on a diverse grouping and assortment of things and a good variety of offerings for you. And then also on the kind of personal side of things where, it's weird to think of it as a way to compete, because for us, it's just the way that we are. But we do know that a lot of other people absolutely do not get to know their followers or their supporters. And I think that's really kind of sad, because you are who keep us going. If it weren't for you all out there, we would not in any way still be here. So it's kind of important. I mean, it's always seemed like that was like a no-brainer to us, and we're the type of people that we like to get to know people anyway, so it works out, thankfully. But yeah, we appreciate all of you out there. Anna says, they sounded awesome. They have a new album out. Many of the members have side projects with other bands. Anna says, Sally was walking back to the merch table next to us, and I teased my guy about his crush he had on her back in the day. That's funny. Okay, let's see. Susie's coming up with some interesting. Let's see. Crobo beads. Let's see. Vintage Millefiori. Sorry, I'm going to write these down. Ethiopian metal. Wedding beads. Got a lot of wedding beads in the online store. I don't know if he still has any or not. And any sort of vintage African. Okay, good job. Good job. I write all those down. Those beads make my heart pitter patter, Susie. Yeah, right. And like I said, Andrew's really in the trying to raise money for the trip phase. So who knows what he's going to part with tonight. He pulled some nice things. If you missed me saying it, we're going to have a D-Stash in the Andrew Thornton Project D-Stash group on Facebook. Either tonight or maybe starting late tonight. We'll see. Or early tomorrow. I don't know. Because it's getting, usually these Total Request Lives go pretty late. But we're going to start an event in there soon, either tonight or early tomorrow. And maybe during the middle of the night, for those of you who wake up in the morning to see, it could very well be that, a case of that. But he pulled some from his, he pulled some beads from his case, which he very rarely pulls from his case, but he did. So there's going to be some strands in the D-Stash from his case, and so that'll be nice. That'll be a nice surprise for people. Let's see, smaller fuchsia glass, less than, it's fuchsia beads, F-U-S-C. That's a word I always have a problem spelling, because I think it's spelled differently in Spanish, fucsia. The S and C, I think, are reversed, and so it always messes me up. Fuchsia beads, and you want less than 6 millimeter in glass or lucite. Interesting. Metal African spacers. I think they're African. Usually come in brass, copper, silvery, and blackened. All right, African spacers. Metal. We'll see. We'll see. I'm just taking notes so that when Andrew comes in, we can hit the ground running. So please feel free to keep letting us know. So I have a nice list of things for Andrew to try to look for. Moonglow lucite. Moonglow. I just restocked some of that in the online store. I know. Vicky says, I may have spelled it wrong. I wasn't paying attention. I have no idea how to spell it in so yours looks right to me. It looks right. Yeah. It's one of those words that I can never spell without spell check. There's a few of those words. There are a few of those words that I have a problem with. Especially sometimes when they're similar but different in other languages that I've learned. It's one of those things. And, you know, it used to be one of those things like I hated to admit that I can't spell a word, right? Because I'm an adult. I should be able to spell words. Now I'm just like, nope, I don't. I always can never spell that word. And it says it is a hard word to spell, right? It was. It is. Yeah, so this morning I started my day with a doctor's appointment. Virtual doctor's appointment. So I got a new doctor. She seems very nice. She is apparently a DO instead of an MD, which I had to look up because I had no idea what a DO versus an MD is. And a DO apparently generally learn some more about muscles and tendons and kind of some of that part of bones and how the body kind of vibes together. and kind of focuses a little bit on that. So sometimes it's more of a holistic approach to medicine than you'll get sometimes from medical doctors. They're the same. They can do things in every state, and they're pretty much equal as far as that. But they do tend to have a more, from what I've read, have a more holistic approach. And it kind of sounds like that's the vibe I'm getting from her. So that was really nice. And I'm kind of a little bit excited. I mean, it's weird to be excited about a new doctor, but it is for me with my anxiety. If you don't watch often, you don't know, but if you do watch often, I have anxiety and I talk about it. I'm very open about it. And for me to make the switch, like I was very anxious getting ready to do the virtual call today and just kind of do this switch. I put it off for a very long time. I found out my other doctor wasn't covered by insurance. And at one point I even still went to a doctor appointment, even though I had to pay a good bit out of pocket, because it felt like so much to switch. And it really was not hard. They had all my information pretty much, and they asked me some questions, and I talked with her a little bit, and we're going to get some tests going and some other things and some referrals for things and kind of check up on other things. So that's great. So I think it's going to be a good thing, I hope. She's very, she was very accepting, easy about the anxiety / depression that sometimes I feel, and we're going to talk about that and go from there. So she's very easy to talk to. I will see her actually in person, I think, for the first time in September, but this was a virtual call, and for being a weird thing, like I like to see my doctor in person usually, so it was weird for me to do a virtual call as much as I'm a techie, but yeah, it felt very comfortable, so that was good. And let's see, Susan, oops, Vicky says, I love DOs. Yeah, I've never really experienced that. I had no idea that was a different, like a thing. So I kind of like, and she was very open about how she doesn't try to force things on patients. Like she will tell what is suggested in a lot of cases, and what they would recommend, what's suggested, what's recommended. If it's not something you absolutely have to do, she's not going to try and pressure people. She gives you the information and she lets you make the decision, which is how I like it, because I'm very much into, my whole family is really into like vitamins and herbal supplements and things like that too, and natural remedies and things like that. And she seems very open to that when I was talking about it a little bit. So I like that idea, and I like that, it's a holistic approach to the whole body, which is good. And says, I've gone to a DO for specific issues and got osteopathic manipulative treatment. It was amazing. That's another thing that they talk about, which I don't really understand. I don't know what all that is. But then because I was like, is that chiropractic? Is that kind of the same thing? But those are different. I guess there are some things that are similar, but chiropractor isn't technically like a medical doctor, whereas a DO is. So it's, or like a medical doctor, I don't know, but I have to read more about it. But I was just like, because I just noticed that like 10 minutes before our virtual appointment. So I'm like cramming a research session in what is the difference between an MD and a DO before I got too involved. But it seems like it could be good. So he says, yes, DOs are more holistic. They can also do adjustments like a chiropractor. See, that's what I was wondering and kind of reading a little bit about. I had an osteopathic doctor for years. Unfortunately, I have so many things wrong now. I have an internist. Yeah, that happens. Knock on wood, I hope. My family generally has pretty good health. We do have sometimes heart issues. My grandmother had some cancer issues as she got older. But generally, a lot of that stuff doesn't run in the family too much. And so we have a lot of autoimmune stuff, so that is not fun. As especially as you get older, like some of that's easier to deal with when you're younger. As you get older, sometimes the autoimmune stuff really starts to take its toll. But yeah, I get it. I get it. Susie asks, how's your shoulder feeling after the chiropractor? This shoulder's great. This shoulder I did something to it. It was before I did the yard work. Like the day before I did the yard work, and it was feeling kind of better after I did all that yard work. And now, like, I don't know if you could tell if you could tell during last night's show, I apologize, but my energy at one point during last night's show, like, plummeted. And I try not to let that affect the show that we do here for the live, or anything like that. But sometimes my I got severe shoulder pain at one point last night, which started to, it then gives me a headache. So I had severe shoulder pain, and sometimes it's, I think, our desk at home and our chair that we have, because when we're showing things on the camera, our shoulders are kind of hunched around the camera, and we're showing stuff. And I think sometimes the height doesn't help, and it's harder to stand up there because the desk is lower. Here we have a higher table, and I can stand at this table once we start showing things. So I have the choice to sit or stand as we do stuff. At home, it's a little bit harder, and there's less room to move around. And so at one point last night, I know my energy just went, because I was getting a severe shoulder ache, which was making my head hurt. I had a headache. It was not great. So I apologize for that if you felt that tension or that pressure from me and my low mood. But yeah, this shoulder's been great. Like, I can move my head back, and I don't feel normally, and I can feel it in this side. Normally there is a pinch that happens right in here as I lean my head back, and it happens on this side, but no more on this side. And I can turn my head further this way. This one is okay, but yeah, I need to have him look at this side, because as this side feels better, this side has only gotten kind of worse. So I think it's taking, like, how it takes all the pressure, and they're not sorting the pressure between the two anymore. Yeah. Vicky says, I need to look into the artist Susan mentioned. I'm in a musical rut. Sometimes I get in those. Musical ruts are a thing, right? There's a Apple Music is celebrating some anniversary, and so they have put out a new playlist of your most listened to songs through the whole time you've had Apple Music, and like your all-time favorites through Apple Music. And I've been listening to that playlist a little bit, and a lot of it is stuff that I have kind of more recently been listening to, because when I find a new artist, or even find an old artist that I'm listening to again, I tend to dive off the deep end and really really listen to that artist over and over and over and over. And I know it probably makes Andrew a little bit crazy sometimes, because I will listen to the same, I went through a Natalie Merchant phase, because I haven't listened to her really since college all that much. And so I got into it again, and I just listening over and over and over again. And who's another one? Why can't I think of her name? I was just listening to her today. Eurythmics, Walking on Broken Glass. Why can't I think of her name? Anyway, I've been going through a very, very large and long phase of listening to her. Annie Lennox. Thank you, Anne. That was why. I can't even. I had never really listened to her very much. in college, when I was in college around that time, she put out an album, I think it was called Bear, and it had like Pavement Cracks on it. That was the big one, I think, from that album. And I listened to that album in college over and over and over and over. And I danced to Pavement Cracks. We would go down to the club at the college. Sunday night was gay night at the club. We had one night that we could go down and kind of feel safe to party, and we would go down and dance. And there was almost every single night we went down, I would go and request Pavement Cracks, and my friends and I would dance to that. She has a great voice, says Anna. She does. Julie says her voice is stunning. It is, and it is still stunning, because I watch things, like I follow her on Instagram and I see things that she's doing even still, and her voice is still amazing. Like some artists, over time, their voices change, you lose your voice a little bit. Her voice is still stunning. It's still amazing. And she has such a variety of music. Her musical catalog just has like every little bit. Like Nostalgia is an album that I love from her. Of course, I love the big hits when she was in Eurythmics, and some of her single stuff. But Bear and Nostalgia are two of my very favorites. But I've been going back in time a little bit and listening to some of her earlier stuff recently, and just really falling in love with it. And so I've been like on a kick of going back and listening to some of the artists that, I kind of listened to like maybe one of their albums or two of their albums, and never really listened to a lot of their back catalog. So I've been doing that. I'm trying to think who the other one is that I was doing that with. At one point I did Sean Colvin, because Sean Colvin had, Sunny Came Home when I was in college, high school, college, somewhere around there, that I listened to that album over and 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 over again. But I didn't know anything really about her before that, or since, really. Sometimes there's just that one album from an artist that you fall in love with, and if it's not the same as their other work, you just don't get into their other work as much. Susie says Annie Lennox is one of my favorites. Me too. I love her so much. Beck came out with an album called Morning Phase. Or was that this? I think that was the name of the album. Morning Phase? Or maybe that was just the first hit, the first song on the album. Anyway, that album, to me, feels very, very different than any other Beck music that I've ever tried listening to. And I'm not generally a fan of a lot of his other music, but that album I love. And that's kind of the way, a lot of things, I find a lot of people that way. I'll find and I seem to find that I am attracted to a lot of artists. Like if you are a real follower of that music, a lot of people don't like these albums. They're kind of more the experimental ones, or they're the ones that are a little bit different. I tend to gravitate toward those albums, apparently, because I find a lot of albums that I'm like, oh, I really like this. I want to listen to their other work. And it's nothing like none of their other work is like this album. And that happened to me with Beck. But I really like that album. I have it on vinyl. It's one that I really I love. I couldn't even tell you the lyrics to most of the songs, which is kind of weird. I don't know if you all do this. Sometimes it's just the mood of the music, and that album just is such a good feeling mood. Like, I don't know what the songs are saying. It could be about death and destruction, but it's so pretty. The music is so amazing and so pretty, and his voice quality on it is just so nice, and it lulls you into this, it just feels good. I probably should look up the lyrics a little bit though, but anyway, hello Michelle, thank you for joining us. Glad to see you here. Hope you're having a good day. So what has everybody else been up to? I dropped off some things at the post office. Some of you should have shipping notifications from us. So shipping is happening. It has slowed down a little bit this week because I'm helping with Andrew get some things together and been working on some stuff for him to get ready to go. So that has been a little bit, but once he is on the road, it's just going to be me here, and I'll be able to do a lot of catch up and processing of stuff that I need to catch up on from this week and last week, because it's just going to be me. It's going to be me filling my days. So we'll still be doing the lives, and we will still be hanging out in the evenings. So I hope you'll hang out with me, even though Andrew won't be around. Maybe he'll pop in and out sometimes virtually. We'll see. But yeah. Sue says, you got to listen to Comfort Eagle by Cake, one of my faves. I'll have to take a look. I'm going to write that down on another sheet of paper so that I'm like, we're looking for Comfort Eagle beads. I'm like, I have no idea what that is. Let's see. By Cake. Write that down. Because I do love finding new music. But I wouldn't say that I'm picky with my music, but I think really when I listen to music, a lot of times it's, and maybe you're different, but I think for me it's not lyrics first. It's usually music and tone of the voice and how they sing before lyrics. So if the music gets me and the tone of the voice and all that gets me, then I'm probably going to get sucked in. If they're really like inspirational lyrics and really feel good or not feel good, something, either way, even if they're lyrics that really feel like they affect me, if the music doesn't pull me in, it's going to be hard for me to listen to. And I know some people are like completely the opposite. Some people are gravitating toward the lyrics first, and the musicality of it all isn't as important to them. For me, it's kind of the opposite. I can get sucked in, like I said, even if I don't know what the lyrics say, I can say that's one of my favorite albums, and I have no idea what it's about. But which is kind of weird, but it's definitely about the music to me. Michelle has been catching up on sleep. We got a new AC. We're getting another one from my mother-in-law's room Monday. Nice. That's good. Because it's not cool out, right? It's hard to be without AC. It's definitely hard to be without AC right now. I have not even been outside much today. So I'm like, I don't actually know what's the temperature here. And of course, my temperature thing is blank. I have no idea what it's been like outside most of the day. I've been here at the cottage. We're at the house. We were at the house for a bit doing some stuff. Andrew's doing some different kinds of experiments with enamel. And so we've been doing some decals and some editing of graphics and things. So it is been doing some interesting things. And I don't know how they're going to all come out. I don't know if he's going to get to them all before he leaves even. But he's also working on experiments for his Razzle Dazzle class, which is in August when he gets back. So Razzle Dazzle is in Pittsburgh at Contemporary Craft in August. If you'd like to sign up for that and come and hang out with us, that'll be fun. I usually TA with him for his classes. So it's fun to get to know people, and I love getting to know the just like we love getting to know all of you out there. It's great to get to know students and hang out with them. So if you want to join, sorry, I'm getting my email up here. If you want to join, you can sign up for that class. It's still available. Peters Valley, his class on powder coating, is still accepting applicants if you'd like to apply to that class. They just shared a post about that, so I need to share that as well from the Allegory Gallery page and kind of get that, hopefully get him a few more signups, because I think he needed 2 more signups for them to fully run the class. So we're hoping that it fills up. This is, I think, one of the first times that we've seen them publicize it. So I guess that's kind of feels like their schedule. So we'll see how that goes. That's in Layton, New Jersey. He'll be teaching there. And yeah, then there's also another class on mold making. If you want to learn mold making in silicon molds, that's in Pittsburgh as well. Let's see here. Let's see here. Susie says, I also found a really uplifting track called Love Is All Around by Pop. It's a really great track to get up and going. I listen to it on repeat on the way to work, which is 30 minutes. Nice. I do have some songs that I often listen to on repeat. I do that too. I'll repeat a song for an hour sometimes. British band James is really great, says Anna. Susan says, William, a few things to try are Interpol's first 2 albums, Turn on the Bright Lights and Antics. I love the first Black Rebel Motorcycle Club, Air Moon's Moon Safari, if you aren't familiar. I feel like Moon Safari. I feel like I know Moon Safari. But it could be something totally different that I'm thinking of. Black Rebel Motorcycle. I'm going to write these down so I can see next time I'm listening. Interpol. I've heard of Interpol. I don't know if I know any first 2 albums. So I'll check those out too. Brit Band James. I'm making notes. And I'm making notes on the wrong, oh no, on the wrong paper. I'm making it on the bead paper. See what I'm doing? All right, I'll make sure that these are blocked off so we don't ask Andrew for weird kind of beads. Anna's going to see James this fall. Nice. Susan says, check out the band Lush. Lush. I'll see if they vibe with me. We'll see how it goes. Thank you for all the suggestions. Donna says, my son and his friends put out an EP during the lockdown. What's it called? Plug that. How did I not know that? And how come you've never plugged it here before? So we know. Get them some views. Get them some plays on the Spotify and Apple Music, right? How did I not know that? One of my friends from, well, it wasn't a friend. It's somebody that I knew, a coworker from Apple. We weren't great friends, but we, said hi in passing and all that. He just worked on an album with some of his friends, and I just heard it, and it was kind of cute. It was nice. So I've been listening to that as well. Don't ask me for the name right now because I cannot think of the name right now. But it reminds me a little bit of Pink Martini vibes, which I really love Pink Martini. Let's see here. Are you going to start playing right a while? Let me see if it's here or not, because it was just in my, let's go home. Let's go back to my home. Things I just started listening to. Well, it's not in my play history. I don't know why, because I just listened to it. It should be, but it's not there. I was going to tell you the name so y'all could listen to it too, but it's not there. It was, I listened to it on my phone, but it's not probably on my iPad. Yeah, and I just was listening to it. Let's see if it's in my heavy rotation. Oh, Super Mashu is the artist. Super Mashu, Summer Melody. So it's cute. It's a nice nice chill vibe. Let's see here. Everyone's like, yes, Donna, please share. Please share. Michelle says we were not functioning without one. The three of us were falling asleep around 5 a.m. then awake around 10 because of the heat. I bet. Anna says Sharon Van Etten is awesome, as is St. Vincent. I do know St. Vincent. I like St. Vincent. Let's see here. Sharon Van Etten. All right, and I tend to gravitate toward female singers more. I don't know why. I've always been that way. It's changed a little bit as I've gotten older, but it is one of those things. Called The Safety Meeting. They play locally in Buffalo. The Safety Meeting. Let's see here. All right, I will see. I will see. See if I can find it, if it's on Apple Music or not. Let's do a quick check and see. I can't play it, or I would. Safety Meeting, that's the artist or the album? Because there is an artist called Safety Meeting, and then there is an album by 13 AM called Safety Meeting. There's also a song called, oh no, I can't play. It's a song called Safety Meeting. So I'm guessing they're the artist. Let's see. But I don't know. They rock? I don't know. I don't know. I have to look. Yes, I believe so. Sue says, yes, my radio buddy has interviewed Sharon Van Etten. Good. That's awesome. So good musical suggestions for today. Again, if you've got any more bead, I've got a whole list of bead things to look at when Andrew gets over here. Then we'll take a look at and see if we can find for you for today's show. Please, 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 please hit the thumbs up, hit the love, hit the, whatever the platform you're viewing on gives you. If you're on YouTube, please hit the thumbs up for this video. If you're on Facebook, hit that love. Give us some love. The name of the group, but it has to have the in front of it. Oh, The Safety Meeting. Let me try that. Because I was going to say, let's see here. There's a lot of stuff coming up. The Safety Meeting. There it is, 2020. I was going to say, the other one I saw didn't have an album, I don't think, in 2020. Okay, so that is The Safety Meeting. All right, I found it, I think. They have one album so far. Found it. Thank you. Let's see here. One of their songs is Bird in the Window Pane. Yep, I found it. So I will give it a listen. It's definitely on Apple Music, y'all. So The Safety Meeting. It's a black. The album is black with red lettering, or yellow lettering. Black background with yellow lettering. The Safety Meeting. So yeah, I'll have to give it a listen. See what they're like. I like that. I can't believe, and it's Donna, I pulled them up on Spotify. I can't believe we didn't know that, Donna. That's the thing, like, that's what I like, that's what getting to know, like, if we had not talked today, like we normally do, we would not know this now. And now we can all go listen to The Safety Meeting, give them some plays, which will give them some cash, right? And maybe find a new artist that we like. You never know. and share it with our friends if we do. That's one of those things. You know, that's not, you're not going to find that around a lot of other places. Like we watch other lives, and you know, a lot of times the lives are focused right on just selling and just, you know, how can we make money? And while we have to do that because we are a business and that's what we're about, this is kind of the cool part of it, I think, for us. I always say that if I could just do this and then be like, okay, good night, everybody, we're done, I would love that. But we got to sell things to make some money to survive. But this is what I think is the cool part. And the things that we get to find out about you all, the things that we get to learn, I think that's really amazing. And, you know, sometimes I feel like we spend a lot of time doing this chat. And sometimes I don't know, like, it's not for everybody. I know, like, our numbers tonight have been going up. We've been up in the 20s and now we're down at 16. I know this long chat session is not for everybody, but I always think that there's generally something interesting that comes out of it. And I like to be able to hang out. Like we've been going an hour. I didn't even realize it's been an hour. So, I mean, there may be people out there who are like, yes, it's been an hour. Can we keep, you know, and I know that. But I like to think most of our people like to hang out and get to know each other, and you all get to chat back and forth in the comments. And I think it's really fun. And like I said, that's something, you know, we wouldn't have learned otherwise, I think. I don't know if we would have learned that if we hadn't dropped into people asking about, you know, finding out new music and people starting to say things, and then Donna mentioning that. You know, it's so cool. And that, I think, is what I think what having a small business should be about, is kind of getting to know people and you getting to know us. And like I said, I know we spend a lot of time chatting and talking about stuff. Sometimes a lot of the same stuff, but I think it's important to stay in touch. And it says we love the community. It makes people feel connected. Yeah, and not just feel connected, like literally be connected. Like we are connected, and hopefully you feel that. But you know, when one of us is missing for a while, we realize that. You know, it's you know, people start checking on people. I have reached out to a number of our followers who, if I don't hear from them for a little while, we reach out on Facebook or Instagram, or however, we send an email and see how they're doing, because it's super important. And you know, like, anything can happen to anyone at any time. And you know, we all do check on one another when we know there's bad weather in an area or things like that. But it's nice to know that there's a group of people out there who, you know, if you disappear for a few days, is going to reach out. Somebody's going to reach out and be like, yo, you all right? What's happening? And that's kind of important, I think, because Andrew and I think about this kind of a lot, because we don't have kids. We have cats, and we are not going to have, you know, as we get older, we're not going to have our kids around us to take care of us. And so building these communities, I think that's another reason why, you know, why it is important to us to continue building these communities, because we need people who are going to check in on us and people who are going to check in on one another. And because things happen, right? And as we get older, like I said, we're not going to have our kids. Like, I check in on my mom almost at least every other day. Usually we end up chatting almost every day, through text message at least. But you know, it's one of those things. Andrew and I are not going to have that. So building this community is super important to us, that if something happens and we disappear for a few days, somebody's going to notice and check in, right? And that's what we try and do for all of you out there. And hopefully, and I know there are multiple people in our community, the AG Bead fam out there, who do that as well. Let's see here. We love the community. It makes me feel connected to it. Yes, these lives are awesome, having folks who share common interests, right? And the more that we can find out about each other, the more interests we can find. You know, we love beads. We all know that. That's why we're here, right? We love making jewelry. We love being creative. That's what brought you to us in the first place. But there are also so many, like I now have, I have lists of music to listen to. You know, once Andrew gets on the road and I have some downtime, I don't know if I'll have downtime, but I have some time just to listen to new things. I have a whole list of music now to listen to that y'all recommended for me. And, you know, we keep talking about we need to do a cookbook because y'all have such great recipes and talk about the food that you make. And it's that kind of thing. Like the more we talk and the more, you know, sometimes I feel like I'm just droning on about the same things and hopefully people aren't getting bored. But I think sometimes from that, we stumble into these new things and we get a chance to learn more about each other. And I think that's great. Donna says, listen first before we're on Youngins, language alert on one or two of their songs. I see the E. I saw the E for explicit. I'm not usually around Youngins, but appreciate the warning for anyone else out there. But I did see the E. The first safety meeting that I pulled up, I was like, whoa, if this is them, this sounds like hard stuff. But these do not sound as bad. There's actually a song called Anxiety, which is probably the first one that I will listen to on the album. We'll find out. But yeah. Let's see. Susan says, oh, William, here's yet another act from your list. Thievery Corporation. I think you would love Saudade, Brazilian inspired. Thievery Corporation, I've heard of that before. And I don't know if you told me about it before. I think you did, and I think I did listen to it at one point. But I'm going to put it on the list again just in case. Because I'm pretty sure, because you mentioned at one point about a Brazilian-inspired thing, and I think I did start listening to it a little bit. But I kind of got pushed away, I don't know, at one point. So I'm going to go back. And this is my partner has over 30,000 songs in his Apple account. He has tons of playlists he creates. Yeah, I'm not like that. Like, you know, I used to be when I would rip CDs to add them to my iTunes way back when it was iTunes. I would rip the CDs and I would organize everything and I'd make sure I had the artwork scanned in and all that. But now that I have Apple Music and I can just stream anything, I got a little lax on making playlists and stuff. And I still have some old playlists that I made that are in there, but I don't know. I don't make playlists like that as much anymore, and I probably should, but I have tuned Apple Music kind of in such a way that oftentimes it will play what I like, and I like kind of being surprised most of the time, but yeah, I don't know why I stopped because I used to make playlists all the time, but I don't know how many, like I don't have any particular amount of songs because I just now listen from their entire catalog. But that's cool. I like people who do. I think it's cool that people do that. Like I never used to make mixtapes much. I mean, I did make my own, but they were just like, I'd often, you know, you'd hit the record when you heard the song come on the radio. And I never spent the time to like actually like make a particular mixtape. It's just like, oh, that's one of my favorite songs, record. And I always admired people who made mixtapes. Like that they took the time to like put things together, instead of just this wild assortment. But I've always kind of been a wild assortment kind of music listener. Like, um, when I was in high school, I would come home and I would listen to some show tunes, because at that point I was really going through a phase where I liked show tunes. So I would listen to like some Phantom of the Opera and some, um, who knows what else I was listening to at that point. A lot of Phantom of the Opera, um, Evita, a lot of Evita, and then I would throw in some opera, and I would listen to some opera after that, and then I would listen to some, Latin American music, and um, I was one of those people. I just liked the randomness of it, and so I think when I got to the point that I could just tell Apple Music to be like, play music, and it randomizes so well for the most part. I kind of like it. Susie says a cookbook would be great. I grew up with community cookbooks, and I love to see what other people have to make. Me too. Like, I remember my grandmother, whether it was from their church or, just other people in the community, they'd get together with friends and they'd make their own cookbooks up. I always liked those. The kind of just everyday person's recipes or family passed down recipes that they put in these cookbooks. A lot of times I think they usually happened through the church, whatever church they were in, and they'd get together and they'd make up a cookbook, and they'd spiral bind it and all that kind of stuff. And I always thought those were kind of really special, because those are the things that, they're just handed down, and they're the favorites of the people who are close to you. And I think it'd be really cool to do something like that. Sue says it'd be a great idea. Donna says, my son plays electric guitar on them. Nice. Anna says it's his passion. Yeah, that's the thing. I admire people who do that, because I don't have that. I don't have that. I'm very willy-nilly, I think, a lot of times with my music. And I admire people who put thought into curating things like that, because I will sometimes listen to other people's curated lists because people have done that. And it does lead you to other things. I don't have Spotify because of some of their policies in the past. So I miss out on some of that, because it is one of those places where people do share their playlists a lot easier and a lot more often that way. But when I did have it at one point, and I always found that very interesting, and I like listening to other people's playlists, because, like I said, you would start with something that either you knew from somebody, and then what else did they put on their playlist, or you would just start with a friend's and kind of get a whole view of what their personality, their musical personality is. And if I think it would be a really interesting thing, like, to have different points in your life where you've made a playlist of, these are the songs of my day, like this is what I'm listening to right now, and just kind of get a feeling for that. And that's why I kind of like, Apple does and Spotify does too. They do a year recap, and I love going back and listening to previous years and kind of, where was I at that stage? And oh yeah, I forgot I haven't listened to this song in a while. So then it gets put on repeat for a while. But I think that's super cool, and I kind of wish I did it so that I'd have more of an auditory history of my life. But it's not something that I'm really into. But I do like listening to other people's. Anna says, if you want different, try Zixa, Xixa from Tucson. Hey, you never know. I do like different. I do really like different. Let's see here. Back in the day, I had a Pioneer Stadia with a 12-disc player that I'd pre-program a gazillion tracks and just let it go. Yeah, I had. I never had anything with that many discs in it. We didn't have a lot of money, but I did at one point for my birthday or Christmas get a 3 CD changer, and it had the slide out thing, and it had 3 CDs, and I'd put those in. And but my somebody I knew, I don't know if it was my cousin, they had one of those massive ones that had like 60 discs. And they had stuff pre-programmed, and I was like, how do you even like do that? But yeah, you just listen to them and go find the next disc and play that track, kind of like a jukebox. And it was always kind of amazing, like the technology leap, going from like cassette tapes to CDs, and that kind of randomizing technology was like, I think was a big thing, right? As a tech geek, I loved it. I just thought it was kind of amazing, because I grew up with first 8-tracks and records. That's what we had, because we were, we didn't have the newest stuff in our house. So we had an 8-track stereo that sat on top of the TV, and a record player on top. And we had an 8-track in our car for a while. My dad had an old Lincoln at one point, and he had an auto body shop, a garage that he owned with his brothers at one point, and that was when they were doing okay, and they were making some money. And he had an old Lincoln that had an 8-track player in it, so we would carry the big things of 8-tracks and plunk them in. If you don't know, the 8-tracks were like this big and super thick tapes. With 8 tracks, 4 on each side, and yeah, it was. Those were the days. But to go from that to cassette tapes, which was cassette tapes were probably the main thing during my youth, my childhood, were cassette tapes, and then CDs started coming out as I was getting into well, at least we got to experience them as I was getting into my teens, and that leap just felt like such a gigantic leap, from cassettes to CDs, and the things that you could do. Some cassette players got to the point that you could pick tracks on the cassette player. I kind of remember that, and that was wild. And then they went to CDs, and that was even more amazing. Susan says, people laugh at me because I still listen to CDs. Why? They're still good. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't know if I could listen to a CD now because I don't think I have a CD player. We actually probably have one. Well, we just have like a CD-ROM drive, a CD writer and reader on Andrew's computer. But yeah, I don't think I could listen to a CD now. There's nothing wrong with that. I went back to vinyl. I loved playing records when I was a young kid. And there's still something about it. I love I love anything that has like a ceremony to it. And I feel like listening to vinyl is one of those things. Like, you lift the lid, you pick the record, you pull it out, you find, fit it on, lift the needle. Like, it's this whole thing. And then when it's done, it doesn't just keep going and going. There's thought. You have to go back and you have to flip it over. And there's just something about that kind of, is nice, I think. So yeah. Let's see here. Oops. Boy, not a fan of Spotify. So I listen to my buddy's curated playlist. Other than that, I ignore it. Yeah, I'm not. They've done some things that I don't kind of agree with. So I canceled my account, and I don't really. I probably still have a username or whatever. I didn't delete everything, but I don't pay for it anymore. Donna says, I tease my children that when I get old and cranky, put on my playlist and leave me alone. That's funny. Spotify has some problematic issues. Yeah. Susie says, if you really want weird, try Nurse with Wound or The Orb. Literally just found sounds. Take a special person to be able to listen to it all. Yeah, that's not my thing. There's some very experimental people I've listened to, and I have to, like I said, it is very much sound music quality first for me. And if I can't get into that, it's very difficult. Yeah, probably not going to be my thing. Donna says, stack of 45s. The record player is my original playlist, right? We did at one point have one of the record players you could stack a bunch and it would auto drop them. And that was a totally, cool thing back then that you could play more than one. But now I kind of like the like I said, the ceremony of changing everything. Susan says, I love that today's technology allows me access to so much music. Yes. When I was growing up, I liked the stuff that was considered weird for people my age in my area. I loved opera. I loved show tunes. I loved music in other languages, even though I didn't understand it. I've always loved other languages and cultures, and the idea of learning another language to connect with people. And I loved listening to things and learning them and trying to figure out what the lyrics were. And I had tiny little dictionaries. I had an Italian one and a Spanish one. And I think I had a larger French one at one point when I was really young. And I would try and sound out the words and try to figure out what they meant. And that stuff was so hard for me to find around here. The CD, we didn't have a lot of CD stores or anything like that. And so, or especially a cassette tape time, especially not. When we got into CDs, at least there was a little bit more. But yeah, we are so much more open and better off with music now, I think, because we can access so much. Like, I would have had a feast of a time, growing up, kind of like this, where you can have anything. But then again, maybe not. Maybe because it wasn't hard to get, it would have been less exciting for me. I don't know. There is something to say for that too, that because you had to try harder to get it, it was a little bit more special. I don't know. It's probably not the greatest mindset in the world to be in, but I know that was a thing for me, I'm sure. Beats trying to pull in some low wattage college station by far. Yeah, and hopefully those stations are still able to, broadcast on the internet, which is a great thing. Sue says, oh, I love The Orb. Oh, well, multiple people talking about it. Maybe I should. Who knows? And Nurse with Wound. Okay. Maybe. I don't know. Somebody says it's weird. I'm like, somebody says I love it. Maybe that's worth checking out then. Says CD players are relatively cheap. Yeah, they probably are right now, right? They're probably relatively cheap, and I still have a lot of my old CDs too. Donna says, stack for it. I think I saw that already. Little fluffy clouds. What's little fluffy clouds? What? Oh, Andrew came and went. He came and went. And says there's limited time in life. If you don't love it, there are plenty other things. That's very true, right? I sometimes I feel bad because I'm like, nope, don't like that. Nope, don't like that. And I'm very quick with music, especially. Music is one of those things, like, I'm very don't like it. I can usually decide. I shouldn't say I can decide. I do decide very quickly on it whether I like it or not. And maybe I should take more time. But Um, you know, it's one of those things because there's so much out there, right? Hello.
Howdy.
He's here, everybody.
What were y'all talking about?
We're talking about, I got lots of music suggestions.
Oh.
We've been talking about music, different kinds of music, and we got on a kick with that. We found out Donna Karamaz's son is in a band and released an album.
Who is it?
Donna Karamaz, her son.
Oh.
We didn't know that before, so I wrote down the band and we're gonna check it out. And
what kind of music is
it says, I think, rock. I think that's what it. I don't know. Is it considered rock? Oh, this one didn't. It didn't say. So we're gonna find out. But yeah, we've just been chatting. Hey, our friend over at Jada's is here. Says you have wooden beads. We've got wooden beads.
Who is
Jada.
it?
Jada's Jazz Cafe. Is it Jora? Probably. Anne says, I used to try to finish books I wasn't vibing with. Why? There are so many books. I'll never finish them all. Move on. Right? Yeah, I'm one of those people, like, I feel like I have to finish it, but then I know, because you're like, maybe it'll get better. It's like that hope. That hope that it's...
Well, nowadays, I reached a threshold, and it's not as, I don't know, it's not as high anymore.
No.
Because there was one book, and then they started with, like, rape, and then...
oh, no. Like, I don't need to listen to that.
Delete.
I don't need that in my
Get
life.
my refund on my Audible.
That's right. Jada says, yes, it's me. Hello, Jora. Thank you for joining us.
William's going to be at the shop tomorrow.
I will be at the shop tomorrow.
I have some beads to show you.
Nice. What kind of wooden beads you looking for? So we have a whole list of beads people are things that people want.
Oh boy,
Let's get started with the show.
I guess.
You guess.
Yeah, go flip it.
Go flip it. Okay, he's telling me to flip the camera, so we're gonna flip the camera. I'm gonna put up the banner about how you can claim tonight. Y'all know how to do it mostly, but in case there's anybody new, I'm gonna leave the banner up about let us know in the comments what you'd like us to look for. If there's more things that you would like us to look for, we've got a big list already, but we'll gladly add to that list because you never know. Right. So let me flip this camera around. This stand takes a little longer to get into place.
What? I'm kind of wore out already.
You can't be.
Well, I am.
You're not allowed.
Cooking over the stove.
You're not allowed. Jora says, hi there. Round, I'm thinking I'll come to the shop.
Okay.
We have a few large wooden painted beads at the shop, but I'll see. We'll bring some more up tomorrow with me.
All right. What do you have on the list?
On the list. So.
Oh, did William tell you that he's going to do a de-stash?
Yes, I did.
And you said we had some unexpected...
I said some things from his glass case.
That's not... Who did this? Made this mess.
I just saw your foot do it.
No, it was pre...
It was pre-done?
It was...
I don't know. I haven't been over there.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Andrew's doing a de-stash maybe tonight or tomorrow. We'll see. But he pulled some things from his special glass case.
Yeah, my very special.
His very special beads are going to be put up because he needs to make money to go on his trip.
Yeah, we had some unexpected expenses come up.
Yes.
And I'm waiting on checks from people. And
he's not going to be around to cash them.
I know. I'm like, we're going to have to do some kind of photo thing where you take a picture and send it to me. And I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
I know. All right.
So what's on the list?
The list has kyanite.
You can show them the list.
The list has kyanite, heliodor, Kazori beads, tiny hill tribe bead strands.
Oh, the Kazori beads at the house. All right, wait. Tiny
hill tribe bead strands.
What kind?
Round strands of metal hill tribe beads. Kind of like tiny, like spacer beads.
Okay. So all my stuff.
I know. Cats.
Prasiolite.
Clear quartz. Labradorite. Large check beads.
Large check beads.
A type of seed bead called O beads.
O beads.
Humble beads.
Humble beads.
Kurobo beads.
The Durald stones.
Krobo.
Tracy.
Krobo. Like
Oh.
African. Or is it African? Or
African.
Yeah.
Because her company is called Kurobo beads.
Oh, no. The African. Because they also said vintage Millefiori.
Okay,
Ethiopian metal.
She's her name's Tracy Jackson.
At least I'm assuming that that's what.
Kurobo beads.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have it. That's probably Ann, right?
No.
Who said that?
I think this was Susie.
Susie?
Yeah, asking for Krobo, vintage Millefiori, Ethiopian metal, wedding beads, and vintage African.
Okay.
And then fuchsia beads
Fuchsia.
in glass or lucite less than 6 millimeters. African spacers in metal, and Moonglow lucite is where we're at right now. All that is what we've gotten.
Boy. I got it. But it's like, where to start?
Yeah, Anna said it was Susie. I thought so. Susie's been given lots of suggestions. We appreciate it. Sandy's the one asking for the Hill Tribe, saying any type of Hill Tribe tiny beads.
I got it.
He's got it.
No, the only thing is to find it.
Yeah, I know. You got to find it. Feel free to, again, keep giving us suggestions, and I'll keep adding to the list as we go. And remember, we're going to give everything a lot number. We're going to give it a price. If you'd like to purchase it, it's first come, first serve. So you send us an email with the lot number in the subject line and send it to info@allegorygallery.com. You can only claim via email. You cannot claim in the comments. All right. Lots of variety of beads for you, Andrew.
Alright. So, alright. Let's start with this one. Fresh on my brain. That's the Molly wedding beads.
Anne says, I want. If you come across something cool you think we'd like.
I didn't find that chain. You're looking for the. I'm looking for that chain. So those are the flat Molly wedding beads. Those are 120.
120.
It's a big string.
I didn't even get a lot. What are my lot numbers tonight?
I don't know.
Let's just pick something. A M L doesn't mean anything, but I don't think we've used that before. You said 120. AML 1. Okay, Anna's adding some things to the list.
What is it?
Insects, moths, ladybugs, butterflies, birds.
Okay.
Remember, it can be a motif. Mary says, Mary Jane asking for pink glass.
Pink glass.
Also Vaseline glass.
Vaseline glass.
All right.
Boy, don't know if I'm it all went away.
It all went away. So these are the Molly wedding, and these are the special antique. These are the flat Molly wedding, and this is a very large strand of these, very special from Andrew's private stash. This is a 24-inch strand, and these beads are approximately 18 by 12 by 3.5.
I ordered that like that was my job.
Yeah, he did. I'm surprised. I mean, he has to make money for his trip. Is the only reason this is coming out to play today, because this is not one that ever comes out to play.
No.
This is usually the one he teases y'all with, going like, "Hey, here it is. Look at this. So much fun. Can't have it." Now he's selling it, but it's 120. It's not a cheap date, but it's worth the price.
Well, also, if you think about it, I had to hold that, go through and walk through the desert pretty much to get it. I got that African village. And yeah. Alright. So what we got? I know we've got Hill Tribe Silver Spacer.
There are 73 beads on that strand. So whatever, what is that?
$1.
120 divided by 73. It's $1.64 a bead only, which is that's a really good deal.
Alright.
So it's AML 120.
Alright. What is it? Go again. Say it again.
Okay.
There's pink beads. There's bug.
Kyanite,
Kyanite.
Heliodor,
Heliodor.
Kazuri,
Azori.
Hill Tribe tiny beads,
Hill Tribe Tiny Beads.
Prasiolite,
Pastelite.
Cats,
Cat.
Labradorite,
Capra.
Humble Beads,
Humblebee.
Crobo,
Colombo.
Vintage Millefiori.
What kind of humblebee do you want?
Any particular humble beads for the person who asked for those? We've just sold AML1.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I was going to ask who bought it, but
I can't tell you that on the live. Maybe. Thank you, thank you.
The Kurobo beads, I have a feeling that there's a bag of them somewhere.
I don't know.
Did run those.
I don't know what those are.
They're those painted African. They're like a tube. They're like this big by that big, and then little tubes. And all right.
Are they these?
Yeah. The painted ones.
These ones?
So that's painted. What is this? Oh, this treasure. Oh, Skunk Eye.
Yeah, those have been selling on the online store lately.
Oh. Oh, huh. I didn't know you had this.
Oh, huh. This was
Wow.
part of Ren's organizing.
It got
All put
organized
together.
Here's some vintage resin. That's pretty. Go
That's
ahead,
pretty.
sell that.
Okay.
Alright. And some of those you can cut
Some of those.
for space time filler.
Time filler.
It's gonna take me a minute. to
Let's
go through
see.
everything.
Oh, let's see. Anna says grungy spooktacular beads.
I don't know what that means.
Grungy spooktacular.
Diane playing hockey.
I know. She had some nice beads the other day.
If we weren't, got stuff to buy,
Pay for.
I would have bought a whole bunch.
Yeah.
And she posted late at night, and it was like midnight, and she was posting, and it was coming up, and all I could do was a very sad love.
Oh. You think $5 these? Oh, it was before this. I don't know what that would be worth right now.
I don't know. What?
How much? 5?
Let me think.
I think before they were. But I'm not 100% sure. Because that was what was in there.
Give them a deal, $2.
$2. Anna says, yes, I sat on my hands for Diane's show.
I know, that was painful.
And she was doing stuff later at night, and there weren't a lot of people.
I know there's somebody named Joe Smith that keep getting everything. I said, invite her to our show.
Right.
No.
And also said gooseberry beads, nun design charms. Says Anne. Nun designs. Anne says you'll know it if you see it. I got a pink cat from Diane's show. I can't stop buying her cats. They're so freaking cute. I know. Her cats are super amazing. So these are the Crobo beads. And $2 for the set of 4. beads.
You can do this for 12. That's from Kia.
Oh. AML3. I love Diane's animals, her creatures. Her creatures are so good. Every once in a while, I just pick up one for myself. Oftentimes, we'll pick them up for the store when we see her at a show, when she's doing like a wholesale show, and we can do that. But sometimes I just have to pick up one for myself. Okay, AML3. I shouldn't have put those away yet, huh? Let's leave some out on the table. Do it the new way, right? Where we leave the stuff out for a little while. These are the Crobo beads. And AML3 are kyanite. Asked for kyanite. These are kyanite blades, kind of rough, but kind of, they're actually, they're like tumbled kyanite blades. They're drilled through the top here, side to side this way. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them for $12. These are from our friend Kia. And Kia always sold the coolest kind of beads. Some of these are center drilled actually, so they're all different. But Kia was, I don't know if she's still around. We haven't seen her in years, whatever happened to her. But she would go off the grid for a while from time to time. And she'd always tell us these amazing stories of her going to these other places in the world and hearing these stories about these special beads that somebody had. And she'd go to their hut and knock on their door, and they wouldn't let her in because she was a stranger and she hadn't proven herself. So she would go back day after day after day after day and just knock on their door and get the door slammed in her face, and knock on the door and get the door slammed in her face. And finally, if she gave it enough effort, they would let her in, and they would show her these amazing beads, and then she would bring them back and sell them or have them set into rings. We have a number of Kia's rings, and so these beads are from her collection.
I think I'm going to sell my Kia rings.
You're going to sell your Kia rings?
Yeah. Because I don't really wear as much.
I wear some of them.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Some of them are child size.
Yeah, some of them.
I got the fever when I was buying those.
Even if they didn't fit, we're like, it'll fit a pinky. It'll fit and we were a little bit thinner back then.
No, my fingers are still petite.
They're still petite. We've sold AML2, so thank you so much. How much are these?
I could do it for $10.
$10.
Did you hear my glass case rattling?
I did. These are the gooseberry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Andrew parted with some of his gooseberry beads.
This antique one.
Antique gooseberry. 8 of them for only $10. That's a really good deal. And these are approximately 10. Oops, what's it doing? 10.5 by 9.2. Oh, Hill Tribe.
No.
No? What is it?
Tiny pyrite.
Oh, it is pyrite.
Somebody's been requesting tiny pyrite like it is for a couple months, and I found it.
Sandy says, what artist makes those rings? Her name was Kia.
She's not. I haven't seen her in probably 10 years.
I know. She disappeared off the face of the planet.
I'm sure I could track her down.
4 has just sold.
Maybe
Thank you
not
so much.
10 years, maybe about 6.
Kia. That's all we knew about Kia. And she wore these.
I knew her real name, but
she wore these amazing flowy.
She's from New Jersey.
Clothes.
When she would do like the show, she got this affectation of that she's the gypsy princess, and so she's like, oh, and would like kind of flow around and have this like headscarf. And then I saw her on the side of the road once, and we picked her up off the side of the road because her car broke down. And she was cussing, and the New Jersey. The
It all
Jersey
came
girl
out,
came
right?
out.
Anna says, me. What's me, Anna?
But she asked for the tiny pyrite.
Tiny pyrite. How much is this tiny pyrite?
How long is this string?
This is the tiny pyrite, everybody. This is a 7-inch strand.
$7.
$7, $1 an inch only. AML5, $7, tiny pyrite. I mean, it's small. It's about 3.2 millimeters. And they're beautiful. Look how sparkly for pyrite. Sometimes pyrite is duller. These are nice and sparkly pyrites. And I love that they're just kind of simple cut. All right. So 2 has sold. Let me put the ones away that have sold. 2 has sold and 4 has sold, the gooseberry beads. Put this away. Let me put 4 away. Somebody just sent a 4 for pyrite, but pyrite is 5. So if you could resend your email, I'll keep you in line for it. But when I do my spreadsheet, you said pyrite in the title, but when I do my spreadsheet, I'm not going to know. So I want to make sure you get the right thing. So just resend that email, and since you sent it, I'll know that it's you. So 3, the kyanite is still available. 5, the pyrite. Okay, good. Thank you. And the pyrite has sold.
Thank you.
Sandra's here.
Howdy.
Hello, Sandra. Joining us just in time. We just started the show. You've missed some Molly wedding beads so far. Some pyrite, some gooseberry beads, some Kurobo beads. But we still have some beautiful kyanite, the rough kind of tumbled kyanite out here. AML3. We talked for like an hour, almost an hour and a half. So you're not too late, Sandra, other than you missed the talk and some really good talk about music and bands and some suggestions on that. We've gotten to chatting a lot about stuff.
Okay, show us some more of these African.
I'm going to. Let me see here. AML6 coming up. Andrew hunts down some other things. Let's look at some other African beads we've got for y'all. Let me see if I have any more Kurobo specifically. Oh, these are the antique ones. Let's do some of these because I know some of y'all might like these. There's only a few lots of these available. Oh, I love these ones right here. These are 26 a lot. These are antique African. These are the really old ones. Not the more modern ones you'll find. So if you want real old African, these are the trade beads. These are particularly beautiful. I love the designs in these.
It's always startling to me when I hear
the children next door. I know. So antique African trade. You get the whole lot of these for $26. I love these colors and patterns. AML6. And let me show you that. Do I have a triangle up here? Yes. Let me show you those up close, all of them. Here they are. $26 for the lot. Antique African trade. And AML7. We'll do one more of those antique ones, see if people like these. Some of y'all like the old stuff. I like the old stuff for sure.
It's not too late.
I know. These are super cool. Look at those, black and white. Some of those are really big. Look at that. Antique African. Beautiful big beads. This is AML7, $26 for the lot of these. Then, let's see what else I've got in this box. Ooh. Excavated from Mali, ancient quartz. What's that for?
Maybe show some. How much in it?
For 4 pieces.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
There's full sum here. This is really cool. This is over 1,000 years old. These are beads that are ancient, and they've been excavated modernly, but these are ancient quartz AML 8. We just sold 7. Thank you so much. This is AML 8. These are ancient quartz beads excavated in Mali. They were made over 1,000 years ago. $16 for 4 beads. Super good deal on those. You get strands of those, they get up into like the thousands of dollars. Let me put 7 away. That has already sold. Somebody likes those big beads. The big ones. Sanders says, Andrew, where in North Carolina will you be?
Columbia.
Columbia.
At Pocosa.
All right. Oh, we just sold 8. So somebody liked those. So let me put those away. And I'll put out some more in case anybody else wants a chance at some of this, or somebody wants more of this ancient quartz. I didn't even know we had this in a bag.
Don't worry about it.
I'm like, where did these come from? Ancient quartz beads?
We also call it water amber.
Water amber?
Which I don't know who came up with that. I'll have to read the history of it. Alright,
This
so
one's not even a bead. No. Oh, that's cool though.
let me see it. Oh,
Little roundy.
that's a marble.
That's my marble.
I've been looking for that. Alright.
I'm gonna throw in one more in here just because it's a smaller one. This would be 16 as well. AML9 are these ones. More ancient quartz, over 1,000 years old, excavated in Mali, created long time ago, excavated modernly. Look at that tube. That's super cool. There's one there. And then this is a faceted, look at the kind of faceting on this one a little bit. And then this one. So you get those AML9. And this is like the black and white African beads, unique patterns, right?
Mm-hmm. Those are old.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so here's the Hill Tribe. So this first step is Sterling.
Sterling Hill Tribe.
Fine.
Sterling / fine Hill Tribe silver. How much?
And this, as you can tell, that's on this
Ooh.
janky wire.
How much is that?
I can do maybe. I could probably do $20 on those for the stamped ones.
20 for these. AML 10. And these are Hill Tribe stamped sterling / fine silver tube beads. And these are small. These are 2 millimeters by 4.5 millimeters. You get the whole strand of them. And let me see if I can get it close enough you can see this design on them. We've got this kind of eye design on them. So it's AML10. Oh, we just sold AML9 as well. Thank you so much. Let me put that away. That's that ancient quartz. Whoa, going everywhere. Susan says, does fine silver have a higher silver content?
Yeah, so fine silver is just straight up silver, 99.9. Sterling silver has stuff mixed in it. It's an alloy. It makes it stronger. So usually it's copper and sometimes a little bit of antimony.
Yeah, so that's that 925, right?
Uh-huh.
925 silver. Fine is 999 silver.
So this is sterling, I believe. These are called little bamboo.
Oh, these are cool. How much are these going to be? Is there
I
just
can
one
do
there?
For
No, there are two.
there's 2 of them. They're about the same size.
We've just sold 10. Thank you so much.
I can do those for I think 18.
18 each.
They're a little bit heavier.
Okay, $18 each. There are 2 of them available. These are the little bamboo shaped Hill Tribe beads. And they are approximately 3 millimeters by 5.5. And again, 2 of them available. This strand has sold, so let me take it away. Thank you so much for grabbing that.
I hoard this stuff for my own.
Yeah, normally this is Andrew's private. This is the stuff that when you ask for Hill Tribe, he's like, no, I don't really have those most of the time.
Well, because I use it.
Because they're his, yeah. He doesn't have them for sale. He's selling them tonight, so.
Well, usually I don't sell stuff I use to make my own jewelry with.
Yeah.
Just because, you know, I like to have something for my own particular use.
Especially things that aren't found everywhere else.
All right. Now these ones, the long coveted. They're
The long coveted.
silver.
Oh, the ones everybody wants.
Uh-huh.
Andrew uses these in his jewelry, and it does not fail that when somebody looks at his necklace in our store, they're going to be like, where do you have those beads? And I'm like, which beads are you talking about? Because you might have these. It's always these.
Somebody calls these points of light, but they're cornerless cubes. And I saw them just online for $92. I was like, who's smoking crack today?
Well, it's because you can't find them.
Well, it is more rare. I did have to, when I used to get these, they had to weigh them out. And the first one I got them from, there was always a line. And so usually I would shop on like my breaks. So I couldn't be gone for like 2 hours.
Right.
So sometimes I'd have to make deals and like drop things off, and then people
This is a long strand too. This is almost a 16-inch strand. It's about a 15-inch strand of these. How much is this?
I could go for 24.
Oh, I was thinking 48. I was like double what you were doing.
No,
$24
they're
only.
little.
Yeah, they're
which
little.
means they're kind of more of a pain to make.
They're 1.5 millimeters to be exact.
Now, what did you get into? Your arm look.
I
You've been scratching.
I've been popping them so that they're not itchy anymore.
Wow.
Something's biting me, and if you get a bug bite, for me, when I get like a mosquito bite or a bug bite, I pinch it right away and push out the fluid that's in there, and then they don't itch anymore. And 12 has sold. Thank you so much. So we still have 1 of 11. We still have 6. We still have 3. Everything else is sold so far.
So let's do some base metal.
Base metal.
These ones are pretty sure these are.
Oh, Sandy tried to. You cannot claim in the comments, Sandy. Everything has to be sent by an email. Send an email to info@allegorygallery.com with the lot number that you'd like. But AML12 has already sold. Somebody got to the email before you.
Yeah.
All right.
These are brass ones. These are antique brass ones.
So this is AML. We only accept claims in the email.
So that is, I'm gonna do it for 14.
14 for the brass. These are Hill Tribe too?
Yeah.
Hill Tribe brass. AML 13. These all have little knots in them. Oh, someone else just took the other strand of 11. Thank you so much. Those are all sold. That's okay, Sandy. We always put down at the bottom, you can see scrolling at the bottom how to claim. Sandra says, damn good price for the Hill Tribe. So these are...
I'm pretty much going on like 1990 prices.
Yep. These are 4.5 millimeters by approximately 4.8. And these are large hole. You can see the string going through there. AML 13, $14. Let me put these away since they have sold out. Thank you, thank you. Bamboo ones are sold. Yeah, Hill Tribe is not it's not those prices anymore.
Well, a lot of it is going away. So what's happening is they're moving to the cities and they don't want to make this stuff anymore. A tale as old as time.
Right? Kids don't want it anymore.
Yeah, because it's hard work.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 13 just sold. Thank you so much.
Alright, those are more brass.
14. Yeah, but these are the little ones.
Little baby
How much for the baby babies?
I could do 14.
14.
They're smaller, but it's longer.
And it's the same as check beads. Yep.
Basically, anything that's a pain in the ass, people don't want to do it anymore.
Right?
Understandably.
These are the tiny little brass ones.
And now with everything going on, a lot of that stuff is harder and harder.
1.8 to 1.9 millimeters, so about 2 millimeters by, I don't even know if I can get in here, by about 2 millimeters.
Did you know Martha Banyas was a bead trader?
Oh, yeah?
I guess she is a trader of a lot of stuff, but she's an enamelist I really admire. And she passed away, unfortunately. But I was watching this presentation about her.
This is about a 15-inch strand.
And I was like, no wonder why I like her. She's a bead lady.
A bead lady.
All right, these are German silver. So this is not sterling.
13 is sold out. Thank you.
And when people say, what's German silver? It's kind of mystery metal.
Mystery silver colored metal. Oh, 14 just sold. Ooh, is there just one?
This one.
Wow.
It's real long.
It is real long. I don't know how many times that. Is that 4 times? About 4 times 7? About 28 inches. How much on that one?
The same as brass. How long was the brass one?
This one was 15. So it's almost
15
double.
inches.
Yeah.
So how many goes in that? Almost twice as
like
much.
$1 an inch. And that's 740 28. So it's about
24.
$24.
Now that one's got a little bit of tarnish, but y'all can clean it.
Yeah, let me show you. These are tiny, tiny Hill Tribe. They are tarnished.
I should say it's oxidized because it's not really tarnish. Because the tarnish is like silver ones will
These
get
are
tarnished.
1.5 millimeter Hill
I
Tribe.
can't even imagine making that.
I know. Hill
No.
Tribe, German silver. And 14 tried to sell again. Sorry, 14 was already sold, but 15 is still available.
I think some of y'all watching in the past.
And also, if you want to know if you got something, for those of you who are new, we never say on air unless you ask. We're not going to shout out your purchases. It's nobody else's business. But if you want to know, did I get this one?
Sometimes I do it on accident.
Yeah, we try not to, though. And you can say, hey, did I get AML15? Because that just sold too.
I can't read and do it at the same time. Here's this one. This one's brass.
Susan says, I sort of like the oxidization. Me too.
The green?
The green, there's some real green. There's some real green on there. Sandy said, sent an email. Thank you, I got your email, but you did miss out on it.
Alas.
I will say, alas, somebody got to it before you. It is first come, first serve. You got to be quick if you want to grab it, but that's the fun of the game.
All right, here's this.
Oh, is that one?
No.
Oh.
There's a bunch.
2, 3, 4 of them. 4 of these available.
Those for what?
AML, where 14? Are we at? 16, huh? 14 each?
Yeah.
14 each, 4 of them. So this is what this means also. There's 14 of them, there's 4 of them available. Sometimes we'll show you just one of them, sometimes we show them all. This is all of them. So there's all 4 of them available.
You don't get a whole bunch.
You don't get all 4 for $14. They're $14 each. Sandra's got to be quick like a bunny, right? Sandy says, "Darn, I know. Sometimes it's you gotta play to win though."
These are useful.
These are. Let me show you what they look like. Let me pull some apart. So they are like this. They're little rings.
When you pull these off, pull them off slow, because if not, then sometimes the fibers catch on the seams on these.
So these are brass, 14-inch strands of Hill Tribe brass, and there are 4 strands available. They're $14 each, and the sizing on these is approximately 3 millimeters. Anna says, "Did I get 14?" You did, Anna. You got 14.
Good.
Cue that email up, says Ann. Right? You got to get that email ready to send. Put the AML, get ready for the number to be put in and hit send, right?
Here's this one.
Ooh, that's 2 of those.
No,
one. Okay.
It's German silver.
AML 17.
There's another
How
name.
Much?
14.
14 on this one.
And it's like Bhutan or something like that.
Let's see. Nobody has gotten the 16s yet. AML 17 is this in German silver. And these are these kind of little rings again. 3.5 millimeters approximately. 1 strand of these available. And this is about a 13-inch strand. 13-inch strand, AML 17. All right. So those are what we have available so far. AML 3, the kyanite, is still available. Doesn't look like anybody wants that, so I'm going to put that away. It is still available, but I'm taking it off the deck. so that it's out of the way. We can add more stuff here. We just sold 17, so 17 is now sold. 17 is sold. Thank you so much. Let me remove 17. Oops, somebody tried to get it again. Sorry, 17 is sold out. But we do have 16. We have 4 16s still available. You don't like that brass? I like that brass.
There you go. Or do you think we should do this one?
Let's do that one first, since we're doing this.
This one's African, but somebody asked for African metal.
So I'm going to move these African beads over here. These are these antique African.
I like those.
Yeah, I like those a lot. 16. So far, nobody even got 1 16. That's really strange to me. And then these are how much? AML 18.
I think I can do.
Oh, we sold 1 16. Thank you so much.
16.
Ooh, that's a good price.
This African.
African metal. So these are African metal kind of bicones. I like how they're like squinched at the ends.
Mm-hmm. I
What a
like
cool
how
look.
when things have that human touch to it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look like it's mass produced.
So this is African metal. This is about a 12.5 to 13-inch strand. And these little kind of metal bicones are about 7.5 millimeters by about 7.5. 7.3, 7.2, somewhere in there. They're all a little bit different because they're all handmade. AML 18, $16, 1 strand available. And then how much for these?
What is that?
The kyanite.
I could do $2 a piece, or what?
$10. AML 19. Oh, we just sold 18. Thank you so much. 18 is sold. 2 people tried for 18 almost at exactly the same time, but there's only 1 winner. These are kyanite discs, but they're center drilled. So these are beautiful kyanite discs that are center drilled. Aren't those beautiful? I love these. And just to give you an idea, let me do this one. This is kind of in the middle. This is about 18 millimeters, but they are all different. $10, AML 19. All right, so 18 has sold. Let me put that in a bag.
No.
I think just a bag or a piece of paper.
No, the beads I just put up there.
What beads did you just put up there?
2 little green ones.
Oh boy. Wait. Right there?
No.
No.
Is it fall now? Yeah.
Anna says, did 18 go to my pile? Anna, yes, you got 18. If you're the other person that tried for 18, I'm sorry you missed out. 19 just sold. Thank you so much. Okay, let me put 18 away. That is sold. 19 has also just sold.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
Alright.
Hey, what other good stuff do you got for us, Andrew?
Those little green beads.
These little green beads, AML 20. How much are those?
$2
$2 for both.
for both.
These are what? S-word pearls.
Pearls. and Scarabus. I thought since somebody asked for insects, they may like that.
S-word pearls,
They're Baroque,
glass pearls, crystal
8
pearls,
millimeter. They're crystal and they got coated.
and they're in that scarab color. Scarabus green.
I was like, pick a harder word for people to say.
I know, right? But those are cool. So those are AML 20, $2. And it says, want to make sure you don't run out of gas, Andrew.
Thank you.
We appreciate
It's
it.
going to be real different if it's on the side of the road in rural Maine. I don't know. No, well, I'll be maybe I know people.
You know a few people, right?
Uh-huh.
How much are these?
For I can do 7 for both of them.
7 for the pair. AML 21, 7 for the pair. These are little S-word crystal flowers. Which side is the side?
They're not flowers. They're quatrefoil.
Oh, they are quatrefoils. S-word crystal quatrefoils. It says whichever side you want, right? I know, they're really pretty on both sides. $7 for the pair of those. AML
They called
21.
it a cross tribe pendant.
Cross tribe.
A different.
These?
Huh?
What is this?
That is somebody asked for bugs. That is.
Are those sterling?
I don't think so. Let me see it.
JBB.
Did anybody get those?
What?
The Esper?
No. Not yet.
They might be too new. Some people are watching in the past.
Maybe.
I feel like a time traveler. Yeah. So what have y'all been up to? Wait, what do you want again? Go over what people want.
Okay. Kyanite, which we did some. Heliodor. Kazuri. Hill Tribe, which we did some. Cats. Prasiolite. Clear Quartz. Labradorite. Large Check. O beads. In seed beads. Humble beads. Crobo beads. We did some. Vintage Millefiori. Ethiopian metal.
So that is sterling.
So I was wondering, it looked like it to me.
And that's a clasp.
Mm-hmm. And how much is it?
$8.
Oh, only 8.
There could be old timey prices though, so.
Those could be. They very well are. Julie just added some requests.
What is
Faces.
Fate or kind?
And large vintage.
Like a bead.
Hello, Julie. Thanks for joining us. Ethiopian metal. Wedding beads.
I did the wedding.
Did the wedding. Vintage African. We did some of that.
More wedding beads. I need to sit down.
Fuchsia beads.
I did not wear the shoes for this.
Oh. Get your mat.
I move around too much.
Yeah. Fuchsia beads in glass or lucite 6 millimeters or smaller. We did African spacers in metal. Moonglow lucite. We just sold 22. Thank you so much. Insects, moths, ladybugs, butterflies, birds. Pink glass, Vaseline glass, spooktacular, grungy. We had gooseberry. We did some gooseberry. Nun design charms, faces, and large vintage. All right. So these have sold. Thank you so much. You don't have another one of these, do you, Andrew? He's like, nope.
Maybe. Never say no.
Never say never. But we do have 2 requests, but 1 sold.
There you go.
What do you got there?
Some pink glass.
Pink glass. Vintage pink glass. A little lot of it here. How much you want for that? Do it for like $3.
Yeah.
$3. AML 23. Size 8 seed bead rounds, says Anna.
Huh? What?
Size 8 seed bead rounds.
So 80.
Is that what you mean?
8. I have bunches of.
Okay, I'm gonna put away the antique African.
Nobody wanted that.
Nobody wanted that black. That's like my favorite one, the black and yellow and red. Let me just show you one more time. Antique African, $26. These are antique, old.
You know what? Somebody wanted these before. They wanted poison beads.
Julie says, check 2-hole beads.
Ugh. Let me do a whole show of them check 2-hole beads. I don't think we sold that many. Not to say anything.
You mean like big check glass?
No, 2-hole.
You're talking seed beads.
Like super duo and stuff.
Yeah, but maybe she means just larger check 2 holes, like for bracelets and stuff.
I have some of that. That's more interesting to me.
I figured.
I love seed beads.
Julie says yes, and I bought a bunch.
Okay. Did you? Which ones? Here we go. Here is poison egg.
Poison egg. How much for those?
$2 each.
So $8. AML 30. No, we're not 30. We're not there yet. AML 24. $8. Looking especially for the Picasso mixed size 8.
I don't know if I'd be at the store. That seems like a store thing.
We might at the store. I don't know. These are the cloisonne
Oh, well, maybe.
beads in this kind of spring green color. This is a really pretty green color. You get all 4 of those for $8. $2 a bead, and they are about 13.5 millimeter rounds. Cloisonne vintage AML 24. All right, so nobody wants any more of these. These are the brass Hill Tribe ring spacers. $14 a strand. These strands are 13 inches. $14 a strand only. We still have 3 strands available. It's the only Hill Tribe that we have left tonight, I think. And there's 3 of them available. If you'd like any of those.
What do we have going?
What do you want to know, Andrew?
What are the requests?
Other requests. Kazuri, Heliodor. Let me see, things we haven't done yet. Let me go through. Cats. Fun cats. Prasiolite. Clear quartz. Labradorite. Large check. I won't let. Ooh, what are those?
Brass.
Hill Tribe? Or
Spacers.
just spacers? How much on those? Those are nice.
It's kind of heavy.
Yeah.
20.
20? AML 25. These are awesome. This is a nice big strand. We still have these S-word. I'm going to move these off here soon. These are the S-word crystal. I'm going to call them scarabaceous green design.
Nobody wanted those?
Nobody got those.
Y'all would like those.
They're like the beetle wing design. So I'm gonna move those off the board. Only $2 for the pair of those. AML 20. What is 24 and what size? These are the cloisonne beads, and I think they were 13.5 millimeters. Let me look again. Yeah, about 13 to 13.5 millimeter beads. Vintage cloisonne beads. Okay, 20 is going away. It is still available if somebody wants it. 21 are these S-word crystal quatrefoils. And you get the pair of them for $7. Those are going away.
Here's this.
I haven't even shown them this other one yet. How much are those?
Those are silver pyrite. I think I can do 15.
15. All right. Okay, so let me move these over. These are the pink glass. Some pink glass for somebody who asked. We have the cloisonne beads in this kind of very spring green with the various greens and pinks and reds and blues. Really pretty. I like this one with the mint green and the deep green. Flower beads. We have AML 25. This is a whole big strand of these brass spacers. This is a 16-inch strand of these metal brass kind of washer-like spacers. Super cool. You get the whole strand of it for $20. And these are, oops, let me reset this. These are 6 millimeter spacers in brass. Let's see here. Oh, 24 has sold. Thank you so much. Those are the cloisonne beads. These are super pretty. Not going to find those around very often, for sure. All right, so that is that. And you said 15 for that other strand, right, Andrew? The AML26.
What is it?
The pyrite, silver pyrite.
Yeah.
15. AML26 are these awesome pyrite beads. These, I think, are a little larger than the ones we had earlier in the show. These are 3.5 millimeters. And, oops, let me get this pushed down to the end so we can see how long this strand is. This is about a 13-inch strand. 25 has just sold. Thank you so much. Take that away. $25 has sold out. Those are really cool. I like those a lot. All right, other things still left. We did the kyanite. We'll cross that off. If you want more kyanite, mention it in the comments again. Heliodor, Kazuri. We did Hill Tribe, so I'm crossing that off. Cats, Prasiolite, Clear Quartz, Labradorite, Large Check, O seed beads, Humble beads. We did some Kurobo. I'm going to cross that off. If you want more, let us know.
Did anybody say what kind of feather beads?
No, they didn't say what kind of heather beads. I think just if we have any, we'll show them.
We learned some of this.
Ethiopian metal.
We did that.
Did we do that? The
We did the
Ethiopian?
silver.
Oh, that was the silver one. We did the wedding beads. Vintage African, we did that. Fuchsia beads.
What size?
6 millimeters or less in lucite or glass. Are
So,
those kyanite?
they're gem grade kyanite.
Gem grade kyanite. How much is that? Little shorty goodness strand.
I could probably do 25.
That's a great deal.
Yeah, that's 1990 prices.
Yeah, it is. 26 has sold. Thank you. I don't know if I said that. AML 27 gem grade kyanite faceted rondelles or faceted heishi, whatever you want to call them. Beautiful. That's a shorty strand. That's a 3-inch strand. Gem grade kyanite, $25. Excellent, beautiful kyanite strand. And these are, I think he just wanted to zero out. 3.5 millimeters. 3.5 millimeters. And how much for these little copper goodnesses?
Those are a plated pyrite.
Oh,
Like the silver pyrite.
okay.
How big was that strand?
This one?
The silver pyrite?
Um,
Remember I saw that for 15?
15 for that, and it was 14 inches.
That one's shorter.
Yeah, this one is 9 inches.
$8.
$8. $8 for AML28. This is a copper-plated silver pyrite. And it says,
Bad word.
huh?
Said a bad word.
I did?
I did.
Oh, I was gonna say, I don't think I did. Did I? What come out of my mouth? 3.5. Oh, yeah, 3.5 millimeters on those. 27 has sold. Thank you so much. 26 has sold. Thank you so much.
This thread is like from before the time.
Before the time of time.
It's time out of time on this one.
Before the time of people.
Because it's very fragile.
Oh, thank you so much for that. Fruit or veg beads, says Anna. And somebody also asked for, Julie says, earring pairs, ceramic or clay artisan. We had those nice earthenwoods yesterday. Did somebody grab those? I can't remember. 28 is still available, so I'm not going to put that away yet.
How about this one? That was.
Ooh. How much are those little babies?
Those are gem grade kyanite.
Yeah, they are.
I can do it for 36.
36. Yeah, these are super duper nice. Let me write down these things. Earring pairs.
Earring pair of what?
Ceramic or clay artisan.
Ceramic artisan.
Ceramic or clay artisan, yep. Fruit or veggie beads. Okay, everybody, get ready to be wowed. AML 29, $36.
I don't want to look at it.
He doesn't want to look at it going away.
Maybe.
He is a little sad to be selling some of these.
I told him today because when I gave him the stuff for the bee stash, I was like, I don't want to post it because it makes me sad. But in a good way. Like, I'm happy if they find new homes.
Yeah, and you are getting gas money and you're having an adventure, and
learning new stuff.
but it is hard to part with things sometimes.
You know?
These are gem grade faceted kyanite ovals. They are approximately 6.5 by 9 millimeters. AML 29. This is approximately a 6-inch strand. You get two, let's see here. You get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17, 18. About 19 beads on there. About 19 beads.
That's very precarious.
Yes, it is. AML 29, $36. 29 has just sold. Thank you so much. Whoa, that is very precarious. Whoa, whoa. Sandra says, thank you to whoever bought 27, right? That's funny. Okay, let's see here. 28 is still available. These copper plated.
For $8?
For $8, the copper plated pyrite beads.
I thought people would like that.
I know. This is about a 9-inch strand of those. And again, they are about 3.2 millimeters. Oh, somebody tried to grab 29 again. Sorry, it has already sold. Unless Andrew has another strand of that impeccable kyanite.
I kept a couple for myself.
He kept a couple. Of course you did, right? How much do you want for these ceramic? You want to do them by the pair, like together?
I saw them individually.
Okay.
And those ones, that's from Lena and Joan.
You just say that's our friend Joan, right?
Joan Tucker.
Yeah.
You can show the card.
Joan Tucker and Lana, right?
Lena Lead.
Lana Lead.
Production.
Off-Center Productions.
That is artisan ceramic.
Yeah, they're not earring pairs, but they're artisan ceramic. And Anna says, did I miss 29? Yes, Anna, you missed 29. Someone got to it before you. Says that's my budget asking, LOL, right? How much do you want for these ceramics?
I could do maybe 6 for
The coin?
the coin and 8 for the,
Oh, that's a good deal.
yeah.
I was going to go like 12 for that one. So these are Artisan Ceramics by Off-Center Productions. This is AML 30.
I don't think they make stuff anymore.
This is a coin.
Joan was sick.
And
She
then
had the cancer.
she's okay now though, right?
I think so.
I think so too. AML 31.
I always get concerned if I don't hear from people for a while.
Joan pops up on my timeline on Facebook every once in a while.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
So I do see her. I haven't in a little bit, but I feel like she's popped up semi-recently. This is a super cool bead here. I like this. And it hangs that way. Huh?
We had to show with Joan once.
Yeah.
Of her abstract painting.
Mm-hmm. I like them. They're very nice.
They had I guess there's a college that they both worked at, which I don't think exists anymore. And they were talking, or maybe it does, I don't know. But they did like a podcast before podcasts were like a thing.
Oh yeah?
And they were telling the stories about like being queer and being in these like academia spaces and like with the feminism and stuff, and then they're like banging on pots and pans.
31 has sold multiple times. Thank you so much. That is no longer available. All right. 30 is still available, however. That's the coin. And the coin, this is approximately 27 by 29 And thickness wise, it's about 3.5. Center drill, down through the center. EML 30. Other people like that shape of that bead too. I really like that. I think that's fun. That could be something really interesting to play with. Oh, you found some.
Mm-hmm.
How much are those? Normally, I think they're like $2.50 a piece. Something.
$2 a piece.
So $12 for the lot. $12. Kazori beads. You asked for them. Andrew found them. Kazori beads. You can get this kind of metallic gold one. You get this fun one. I haven't seen one like this in a while. This is pretty cool. And then you get this one. And then this yellow. I love this bright, shiny one. And then this pink and purple. Or lavender. And then this kind of browny, purpley goodness right here. So that's Kazori beads. You get 6 of them for $12. Normally we sell them for $2.50, $3, depending on their size each. So that's a good deal. And those have just sold. Thank you so much. All sold out on those. So let me check Kazori off the list since he found us some of that. What else did he find us? African metal spacers. We did that already. We did some pink glass. We maybe do some more pink glass. We did gooseberry beads. If there's anything I'm saying that we did and you want to see it again, ask us in the comments again, please. Because if we think we satiated that thirst for the beads, then we're not going to keep looking. But if you do still have, you're still thirsty for them, let us know in the comments. If there's anything else you'd like us to look for, please ask us in the comments. If you'd like to claim anything, you must send an email to claim. Comments are for requests. Emails are for claiming. It's a lot of fun. Thank you all for joining us tonight and hanging out with us. We really do appreciate it. Andrew just went to the other room, so that might be a good sign. He might be finding some cool stuff over there. We have this. I wanted to show these. These are just fun. Nobody really asked for them, but we have this whole pile of this vintage resin. And we're going to do it real good for y'all. AML 33. Let's do it at just $6. $6 for these vintage resin. They're super fun. You get all different sizes. These little small red ones, little kind of purpley brown. You get this cylinder bead in this beautiful blue color. I know some of y'all yellows and greens like these kind of beads. They're just fun. They're super light. You can use them to make earrings, colorful earrings, lots of fun. AML 33, the whole lot of them, $6. Oh.
And there's a bunch of stuff in the car.
In the car?
That's ceramic.
Hmm.
You can get it.
AML 34.
What?
Things that are still left?
Or is that what you're doing now?
Huh?
What?
We have Moonglow Lucite. I know there's some of that in the online store too, if you're looking.
There's a big tub of it somewhere.
Oh, we did have, yeah, we had some blends mixed up, I think.
and keep showing.
I don't know where it went. It was right there. Okay. We have some vintage Millefiori. How much on those?
Inexpensive.
$4. $4.
Here are these. Somebody asked for carved stuff before. American carved coconut shell.
Oh, how much are those? Those are cute. Some of those.
The more intricate ones are like 7, 6, 7.
Okay.
And then the less intricate are less.
Okay. Okay. This is vintage Millefiori glass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 beads. $4. 50 cents a bead. Let me move AML 33 or 23 off. I'm sorry. That's still available but unsold. Let's see here. And we're going to move 28 off as well. This copper plated silver pyrite. That still remains unsold. $8 for that. And let's move this over. 33 is still available. This lot of the vintage resin, lucite. We have the AML 34. And these are fun. Okay. AML 35. Let's do $7. This is carved coconut pendants. AML 35. Carved coconut shell pendants. Okay, so that, let me give you a size on that too. That's 30 and a half by 50 and a half. And what did I just do? There it is with my marker. AML 36.
Did that so?
No.
Are these the same?
No. They're different. This is, 34 did just sell. So here's another one, different size. It's a little bit bigger. Let's do $5 on this strand. Sorry, y'all. 34 has sold multiple times. We only got the one of those, but we do have this one now, AML 36. Is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 beads on that strand. And these ones are 12.7 by 18 approximately. AML 36, $5 each. And then this one is another $7 coconut shell pendant.
Are people liking those?
So far nobody's grabbed it, but we'll see. This one's super cool. It's an alligator or a crocodile, I don't know which. or some other creature.
Let me see.
It's got a
That
pointy.
looks like a
I was gonna say it looks like a crocodile. I think.
because their snouts are thinner. The alligators have a rounded face.
EML 38. We'll do this one for $6. Like them, waiting to see if smaller ones. Not particularly much smaller. They're pretty large. This is a ship's wheel with a crystal set in it. So we have that one. And then AML 39. We'll do these at 5. And AML 40. We'll do this at 5 as well. Here's this one. And this is a starfish. They're super light. They're big, but they're super light because they're coconut shell. Vintage carved coconut shells. And then this one is 40. And it's this little, I don't know, what you call that? Little blob.
Let me see. Flower.
Little flower. Okay, we'll call it a flower. So those are all the coconut shell pendants. That are available right now. Okay. Funky Flowers is Anna, right? So AML 30 going away. It's still available.
What is it?
That's the Off-Center Productions round coin.
I love that one.
I know.
That's alright.
And then 33 I'm going to put back. We're running out of room. That's the vintage lucite beads. AML 33 for $6 for the grouping of those. All right, so this is AML 35. Is this two-headed bird phoenix thing? Oh. And then 36 is the other Millefiori glass. If you missed out on the previous one on 34, you can get 36. If you want to know if you missed out, let me know. Sandra says, so many thunderstorms. I even heard rolling thunder that we don't normally get. Yeah, we have not had rain again here.
It rained yesterday, didn't it?
Julie says, my last request 34, but I wanted 36. What was 34? 34 was this. 34 was this one. This Millefiori. I think, I don't know, if you wanted that Millefiori over the other Millefiori, you, never mind, I guess 34 was the same. No, these are squares and these are rectangles. So they're a different shape. They're a different shape. The squares are the AML 34 and the 36 are the rectangles. So they're definitely different shapes. They would coordinate together if you wanted both. All right. How much are these stones, Andrew?
The Heliodor?
Yeah, the Heliodor coming up. He found it for y'all.
I don't know. What do you think?
Those are nice. $4 each.
Okay.
$16 for the lot. Okay. AML 41. Heliodor. These are Heliodor nuggets. Oh, we just sold 40. Thank you so much. That's the funky flower carved coconut. These are Heliodor nuggets, drilled beads. AML 41. And this is beautiful, right? There are 4 of them for $16. They're $4 each. We just sold 41. Thank you so much. Sold out. These are approximately 13 by 18 and a half. And 41 has sold right quick. Thank you so much. All right. Let's see here. Put this up here. Let me put this one away because 40 has sold. It's the funky flower pendant. Snapped up, says Anna. Yes, it was. Heliodor did not wait for hardly anyone. Okay, what do you got there, Andrew?
Somebody wanted ceramic. And this is an antique. It's from Mexico. And I don't know. They're kind of all over the place with pricing.
Ceramic antique beads from Mexico. Look at these little birdies. All these little birdies on here.
Like one of them is going for $375.
Wow.
These are they're the Negro, Barrio Negro. They're ceramic. I could do it for maybe 80.
80. Boy, from 375 to 80, that's a good deal. Barrio Negro ceramic. Barrio Negro ceramic. Looks like birds and fish or bones. Whatever the long ones are.
See this?
Huh?
Hold on.
Susan says that strand of antique Mexican beads is amazing. So here is, just so you can see, the exact same kind of strand, $375. Andrew's doing his for $80 for you all. Serpent, maybe. Could be, right? Birds and serpents, that would make sense. AML 42. You want to buy that and resell it, make some money off of it? That's a good deal. Just saying, y'all. What you do with your beads is none of our business. AML 42. $80 for the strand. One strand only. I didn't even know we had that.
Don't worry about it.
Didn't even know we had it.
I used to collect those.
That's a lot of beads for $80 too. If you really counted them out, popular in Aztec and Mayan cultures. Yeah, it is. You're right. The serpent definitely is. Okay, I'm going to put some of these away because they have not sold and we need the room. Nobody wants a crocodile. Large crocodile.
So,
what else is on the list?
Yeah.
Let's see. What haven't we done? We just did vintage Millefiori. Humble beads is still on the list. Fuchsia beads is still on the list.
Okay.
Prasiolite is still on the list. We just did Heliodor. That goes off the list. Anna says, I've got some contemporary birds like that.
Oh, really?
That's nice.
These ones are real old.
Real old birds.
So, I don't know if you'll be interested in this. This isn't Moonglow. They're Cat's beads. They look like them.
Oh, those are cool. Hold on. Let me put some of this stuff away here real quick. I had a bag. I don't know where that bag went. All right, let's clear the deck a little bit here. Nobody's going for those Mexican beads yet.
I mean,
And this is from Peru, I believe.
Those are definitely for like a bead collector.
Yeah, they're a collector item, right?
That's not just like, oh.
Oh, I'm just gonna buy them to buy them.
Yeah, I mean, they're really cool, and I bought them because
You bought them to collect them.
Well, I used to make little earrings out of the birds. There were these little cherry looking round beads that I would get, and then I put the little blackbird on top of the cherry.
Anybody interested in these strands? How much you want for these strands?
I don't know. $14.
$14 a strand, 4 strands available. AML43. That's a good deal. $14 a strand. These are super cool. Candy beads, says Anna. They are. Let me show you one strand at a time here, just to show you what one looks like. They are graduated. So they're graduated from, smallest on this strand is 5.7 up to the largest, which is 15 and a half. They are those cat's eye beads. Super cool. These strands are 16-inch strands. There are 4 of them available. They're all slightly different, but we'll pick for you. AML 43, $14 a strand. All right.
What number are we on?
44 coming up. We're down to dropped in people watching though here in the last 20 minutes or so.
We kind of slowed down a little bit.
Yeah, slow down. Requests, slow down on finding stuff. Anybody got any more requests to come in?
Yeah, shout them out.
Shout them out. Keep the energy going.
I'm losing steam myself.
You are losing steam. I can tell. I can tell. All right. We still have requests for. Oh, Annis is getting tired. I was out late last night and up at 6. Oh boy. What were you doing out late? She went to a concert, right?
Who did you see?
I forget the name. We were talking about that. That's how we got into talking about the music.
Who is it?
Did I write it down? I didn't write that one down. Mekons. Mekons.
What is it?
Mekons.
I don't know.
They're from the 70s. 76, I think Susan said.
I don't know that.
Yeah, I don't know them either. Insects, moths, ladybugs, butterflies, birds. We just did some birds. Large vintage. Earring pairs in ceramic. Fruits and veggies. Large check. Labradorite. Fuchsia. Fuchsia beads.
I have some labradorite for
You
you.
got some labradorite, some nice labradorite.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Depends what you like.
I like most labradorite. If you can get up, you're losing steam to get your butt off the floor.
I don't want to knock anything over.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
Anything else, y'all? Vaseline glass. Oh, what you got there in a little baggie? Those are cool.
We're gonna have to sell them. I don't know how else. Because it's kind of
Kind of all over the place. How much are they?
I don't know. How do you want to sell them?
It would be easier to sell them in a lot, but I don't know what the price is going to be.
I could do it for
7 beads. 28. 32. Or are you thinking much higher?
I could probably let it go for 30.
30. 30. Labradorite.
So that's the big one.
That's the biggest. And these are drilled how? Oh, top drilled through there.
So normally that would be like a pendant.
Yeah.
And that alone would be like $10.
Yep. And then this one is next. And then this one. This is really pretty labradorite. Vintage labradorite. And then this one. And then this one. Remember, these are all top drilled, so pendants. And then this one. And then this one. Probably that one, then that one. So there they are. You get all of them, 7 of them, for $30. AML 44. And I'm going to do this in inches. This first one starts at 2.5 by 1.25 inches, and they go all the way down to about 1 1/8 inches by about 5/8 of an inch. AML 44. And AML 45 coming up. All right. We got some
Moonglow.
Moonglow. Those are cute.
Fuchsia.
Fuchsia.
More fuchsia.
More fuchsia.
Pink.
Pink. Okay. Moonglow. Moonglow. 2 large rounds of Moonglow. About 18 millimeters on those. I'm going to do those for $2. What?
Go ahead.
Oh. Guess the price has gone up.
Wow, those are nice ones.
Sandra says 44. Is that for the whole set? Yes, Sandra. 7 of them for $30.
I think that's a good deal.
I think that's a really good deal. I think Sandra thinks that's a really good deal because she had to ask. Because she's like, is that for like one? Or is that for all of them? AML 46. You know we like to give you the good deals, especially here at the end of the show, right? Sandra says that's insane. Insanely good, right? Insanely good. Yeah, because that one big pendant, this pendant here, like Andrew said, is probably $10 or $12. This one probably $8 to $10. Again, same size for that one. So they add up quick. Probably worth $50, $60 normally. All right. So fuchsia beads. These are little seed beads. You get the whole tube of these. 45 is Moonglow, Susan. Moonglow lucite. $2 for that. The whole tube of these little seed beads. We've just sold 44 and 45. Thank you so much. I don't know what size seed beads these are, but they're 4 millimeters. And how much you want on these seed beads? How much? Oh, see, and that's about a third of what I was going to do.
I'm ready to release it into the universe.
So you get the whole tube of seed beads, 4 millimeters, for $2. Let me put these things away that have sold. So 44 has sold. That's all 7 of these pendants for just $30. 45 tried to sell again, but we only got the 1 pair of those. That was the Moonglow. 46 just sold, the fuchsia. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Let's put these in here. Congrats, whoever got 44. That's Sandra can't stop talking about it. It was a good deal. It was a good deal. Thank you for bringing it to the attention of the people, Sandra, that they're getting a good deal on that. Sometimes it takes other people saying, that's a really good deal. We know because we priced it, but sometimes people don't realize unless other people say it. Definitely does help. Okay, 46, 47, AML 47. These are dyed magnesite, dyed halite, dyed something beads in fuchsia, and I'll do these for $4. $4. And I did drop one, so let me grab that. I have less of the dropsies today, at least. So these go anywhere. So this is what these look like in fuchsia color. Yeah, these are about 9.5 millimeters. And then you have ones in here that are down to about 6 millimeters. And these are other dyed magnets, or these might be these dyed fossils. They're the dyed fossil beads. This bright pink color, I think these are the dyed fossils. And you get those for $4. AML 48. And this is pink dyed. I think this is dyed chalcedony. Andrew went to the other room. I'll have to check with him to be sure. I'm pretty sure. Let me tie this together because it's getting a little bit wild. Is this dyed quartz or dyed chalcedony, do you think? It might. It's either it might be quartz. I think it's just dyed quartz because it doesn't have much of a glow. I'm going to say dyed quartz, and I'm going to say that strand. It is a 6-inch strand of faceted rondelles at 7.5 millimeters. Let's do that at. Let's do $5. Let's do $5. AML 48. Somebody asked for pink glass. It's pink quartz. AML 48, $5. Anybody have any questions? Anybody have any questions?
Are people ready for some stuff?
I think so. Somebody asked, do we have rubies in 6 or 4 millimeter round or rondelles?
Maybe.
Okay, let me put some of this away. Let's put this Mexican strand, this vintage Mexican Barrio Negro strand away. And these strands, let's put them away. Where'd my the bag go?
Right here.
Nobody got any of the cat's eye beads. That surprises me because those are super fun. Those are super duper fun. Okay, what do you got? AML 49.
We have little bags.
Oh, how much are these?
I don't know.
Room for.
Hold on.
Okay.
How many are on there?
5. I'll show them to y'all while he's looking. These are humble beads. We even have a little humble beads bag to go with it if you want. How about that? Somebody asked for humble beads. And these are approximately 13 millimeter rondelles. Whoa.
Them for 15.
15?
Yeah.
Okay. $15. Humble beads, rondelles. These cool kind of ferns. They're fun. AML 50. Big number 50 coming up.
You missed some of my treasure.
Vicky said, I had to slip out to do my Duolingo. I'll watch the replay to see what I missed.
What time is that?
It is 10:49.
Okay, I got nervous.
I know. That's what I looked right away.
You can look at these.
Can look, but you can't have. Look at these. What's that green cat? Where's that from?
John Miller.
That's cool.
And then guess who then made that one?
The other one? Who made that one? Anybody got any guesses? No guesses yet.
Guess who made that one?
That's Diane, isn't it?
Because if you tell it, then it ruins the game, doesn't it?
Vicky guessed Harry.
No.
No, not Harry.
She lives in California. Guess who made this one?
That's cool. Look at that one. Isn't that a cool bead? Beasties, says Anna. Anna knows that one. It's a
Boy, I need
beastie.
to write some of this down. I done got raptured from the brain.
48 just sold. Thank you so much.
Um,
Joan, says Anna on that one.
John Miller.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you want to see Bugapalooza?
Bug-a-palooza.
Artisan Bugapalooza. All right. Guess who made that one?
Mm. It's magnetic.
The brooch.
It's a magnetic brooch.
You have the back right. It's not
Mhm.
this. Does anybody know?
Anybody know on that one? That one's a hard one to guess, probably. No guesses yet.
Yeah, made that.
Karen Rotten.
Mm-mm.
That's a great moth. That one was, or
Gail.
Totten, Karen Totten. Gail Crosman Moore on that one. Anybody got any guesses on this one?
Or what about this?
Sarah Kennedale.
Huh?
Sarah Candale? Canedale? Kennedale?
I don't know. The moth? The death head?
Oh no, they're just putting out names. I don't know who's.
Oh, that's
This
that's,
is this Wendy? Wendy Malinow? Wendy Malinow?
Wendy.
And then look at this one. This is a cool one. Super cool. Look at this. This little buddy. Cicada friend.
Very hard to take it.
Is this a Diane?
Mm-hmm.
Look at this metal one. This metal one with the iridescent metal. Who did that?
My brother.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
And it says very Bob-like.
Mm-hmm.
Learned from Bob. Oh, I bet we know who did that.
And Troy. That should be with his brethren.
I know. Why is that separate?
Because I did a little thing on bug beads at one point. You know what? I don't want this anymore.
You don't want that anymore? Okay.
That's a Bob.
That's Bob. Let's do the little ladybugs together.
In
Or
theory, there should be a Leanne in there. Leanne Hartman.
Andrew has a magnificent collection.
Oh, y'all don't even know.
Look at all these little ones. These little metal. Who did those? Those are cute.
I think. Did you make those?
Me?
I think you made those.
I didn't make these.
Uh-huh. In the class with Heather.
Did I? Boy, I don't remember that not one bit.
She can't. Maybe I'm wrong. I think that's you made those.
Don't even have any
She came
recollection.
to hang out. You know who made that one?
Which
That
one?
butterfly?
This one? Who?
Does people gonna guess?
I don't know. Anybody want to guess on this one?
That
I don't know.
is Carrie Kerfluffle. I don't know how to say her name.
You didn't give them time to guess. Those are sweet, says Donna.
Thanks.
Anna's laughing at me for getting that I did
They
stuff.
just made that.
I guess I like them now. It's familiar.
With
The forgetting.
Carrie Fura.
Who's those?
This one I think was maybe Kylie Perry made this. I don't know. I can't remember. I can look it up. But a lot of that stuff done got raptured from the brain.
How much you
gone
want
away.
on this one?
Huh? That has sapphires in it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna say who made it.
No.
I could sell it for 100.
100.
I had to work my ass off for that.
Sapphire eyes, bronze owl face. Drilled on the sides. Artisan made. $100. AML 50. And are we ending there?
I think so.
Think we'll end there?
Yeah, because
Oh, and just to give you a size on this, by the way, this is 21 approximately by 30. Do we know who it was? Who made it? Maybe.
mm-hmm.
This is
It's nice.
It's very nice. It's very well made. Nothing to say about the quality of the product.
I just am ready to release it back into the universe.
Yes, it does not need to be with us any longer. And if somebody would like to take it and give it some good energy, it is available. And it says, "Yepers, time to let it go."
Maybe I can pry the sapphires out.
They are nice sapphires, right? Those are very nice sapphires in there. All right, y'all. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. Thank you for helping with the gas money.
I want to give them. I don't want to end on that.
You don't want to end on that?
No,
Okay. Andrew wants to do something else.
Because
I was wondering you were going to end on that or not.
Yeah, I kind of was like, oh, that'll be good to get rid of it, and then it will turn like into something good.
Yeah.
And then I was like, Try to bell style. All right, what else is on the list? I think I got pretty much almost everything.
Prasiolite clear quartz.
I didn't get that.
We did get labradorite. Large check.
Oh, you want to do the clear quartz?
Cats. We did get some insects. We got some birds. We got some pink glass. He's going to look for something. He's got some clear quartz. I think he's coming up with some nice clear quartz. He went into the other room into his case maybe for some nice clear quartz. I'm getting eaten up, y'all. I feel like I'm just getting devoured. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for hanging out. Of course, he doesn't want to end on this one, so we're going to do at least one more for y'all. That's a really nice piece. But it's time, if it can find a new home, that it does. AML 50. And don't forget, tonight or tomorrow, probably for we might put it out tonight, but it'll probably be for most people to look at in the morning. We're going to put on a D-Stash event tonight. So Andrew Thornton, Project D-Stash on Facebook, he opened up his private case, and he is selling beads from his private case. There are going to be rubies. There are going to be special coral beads. There's going to be, I think there are some sapphires, some antique Dutch trade beads, blue chalcedony, lots of good stuff coming out of his case going into the D-Stash. We'll put it up probably tonight, but it'll be up there for you in the morning to take a look at if you're going to bed. Andrew pulled some nice clear quartz. Ooh, look at those. I said you went to the other room. So did you go into your case again?
No, I went into the dusty box.
The dusty box. Look at those. Clear quartz drops.
Definitely not inexpensive.
I was going to say, I don't think this is inexpensive. But these are beautiful. These are flat back, faceted drops in quartz. And that's AML51. And how much is that?
98.
98. These are stunning. Student says, wow, that is a showstopper.
And then you can give them this for as a prize.
Okay, let's set it there. These are really cool. And are these graduated? They are slightly graduated. So these are approximately 24.1 long, all the way up to, I'm going to say this is about one of the longest, about 30. So that's AML 51, $98. And then ooh. Ba, 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 ba. And then we're doing these as a little giveaway. These are, I think these are vintage Italian, vintage plastic, vintage Italian beads. That's from our friend Ava. And I can't think of any. I'm trying to think of a question, but how about the first person to guess my star sign, my astrology sign, can get these? How about that? First person in the comments to guess my astrology sign gets these 2 fish. There it is. Susan got it. Thank you so much.
Look at these. I finally made these.
You did make those. Look at those, everybody. Look at those little faces. Somebody asked for faces. That's on the list. Faces. You did a good job on those.
I know. Maybe I'll make copies of them.
Those are super cute. And that one. Look at that. And look at that one. Oh, oh.
I think this one's the cutest face.
I like this one, I think. That is cute. That's got the chubby cheeks, little dimples. And then this one. This one looks like it's a little bit up to something, maybe. Pretty babies, Andrew.
Thanks. Which one's the cutest?
I like this one, I think. What do you all think? What's the cutest? I like this one because the stones make it look like it's looking up to the...
Don't think about the stones.
Don't think about the stones.
Because if I make a copy of it, then
I
it's
know.
not going to have
It's
that.
probably that's the cutest then.
Alright. Give it to me.
You want the rest of them too?
Yeah, but I won't.
Side eye, says Donna, right?
That's
It does.
that's my face.
That is your face. See, that must be why I thought it was the cutest, because it's like your face.
That's called flirting. We don't have anything for dinner.
I know, neither do the cats. They're going to eat the dry food tonight.
Maybe I'll make stop at sheep.
Oh yeah, we can pick up some little cat food too. They're all cute, says Susan. All right, y'all. That's the show for tonight. Thank you for hanging out. And don't forget to take a look at Andrew Thornton, Project Estash on Facebook in the next like 3 hours or maybe tomorrow morning if you're not still awake like we are. All right. Have a great one, everyone. Thank you so much for all of your support. We really do appreciate it. And I'll be invoicing tonight. Thank you. Have a great night, everybody. Bye now.
See ya.